The following is a sports broadcast presentation of TV 10 Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school volleyball, featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference and the Musselman Applemen. Today's play-by-play coverage is being brought to you by
the Marius Group. Start planning for a brilliant future. The Eastern Panhandle Volleyball Club, West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. D&D Meats at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. Anthony's Pizza. Nobody does it better. Dave Pippenbrink State Farm Insurance. Call 304-229-0029 today. Panhandle Dumpsters, because you have a choice. PanhandleDumpsters.com. Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer. My Bank First United. Bank Local. And by Appalachian Heating and Air Conditioning, where quality meets comfort.
Standing by is our TV 10 broadcast team. Let's head to the court and get today's pregame show and play-by-play coverage underway.
And a very pleasant good evening across the Eastern Panhandle, wherever you may be tuning in. Welcome into West Virginia High School Volleyball. It's the Musselman Applemen in Charlestown taking on the Washington Patriots. Matt Crawford here with you, along with Phil McCoy to my left, John Alderton, our TV 10 cameraman for the evening, Eric Sterrick, another cameraman and on-site producer for today's action. A doubleheader, as always, on this Tuesday evening. We'll JV starting here in just a few minutes. Washington getting in their final warm-ups, and then 20 minutes after the conclusion of the JV match, right around 7 o'clock to 7:15, we will have the start of varsity action against the Washington Patriots, hosting the Musselman Applemen. Phil, how's it going, man?
Great day.
Good to be out here. Second week in a row, we are on the road, and it's going to be that way until our very last Tuesday. We're back at Musselman, so get used to this whole setup.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
To both of these matchups tonight, a tale of two different seasons for both of these teams, especially on the varsity level. For Washington, in a bit of a growing process, they only are coming in with 4 seniors and 1 junior on the roster, so a very, very young team, which bodes well for these younger players getting a lot of experience at the JV level, and even a good bit of sophomores on the varsity level that you'll see a little bit later. So they have struggled this year a bit, coming in on the varsity side with only 2 wins. They do not have a regional win yet, and again, we'll preview that a little bit later on. But there are a lot of young players on the side of the Washington Patriots when it comes to the Musselman Applemen. They have their fair share of young players, but this is a solid group that has shown they can beat just about anybody, not only in the state, but up and down the Mid-Atlantic area.
Yeah, absolutely. And a game like tonight, you get an opportunity going for you're playing with house money, so the only thing they can do tonight is win, and vice versa for Musselman. We've seen them kind of come down to some competition. Really, for Musselman, the only thing they can do is lose. To have the status quo and win convincingly is what they expect. Even any fight from whatsoever would be kind of a bad night for Musselman. So, good opportunities for watching them tonight. Got to have fight.
The last time we were out at Hedgesville last Tuesday, and I think from the time we started doing these games, and correct me if I'm wrong, and even before we started doing these games, but we had seen Musselman, I don't want to say play down to the level of their competition, but have a lot of unforced errors. And I think in that Hedgesville match, you saw them play 3 straight sets of very good volleyball, and even the JV level put together 2 good sets.
Yeah, and they were really prepared for Hedgesville. They know Hedgesville's not afraid of their talent and their talent level. And while they didn't exactly play great, but they played intense against Hedgesville. And the outcome, while I wasn't surprised per se that Musselman won, I was surprised at how convincingly they won. So when Hedgesville comes to Musselman, I'm sure that it's going to be a battle. Now, I'm not saying that Hedgesville is going to win or they'll take a few sets, but the intensity will be there because a lot of those girls on Hedgesville have taken sets and even won a match against Musselman. So it's not uncharted territory for them.
All right, that is a bit of a preview of what's happened over the last week or so. Also, a preview of our match coming up here tonight from Charlestown. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll get ready for the start of JV action. Again, 2 minutes, we'll be back with the start of JV volleyball action in the Eastern Panhandle. It's Musselman taking on Washington. This is West Virginia High School volleyball on TV 10.
He is the most interesting jeweler in the world. Celebrities ask for his autograph. When buying diamonds, experts ask him what they're worth. He once counted to infinity twice. He has his own astrological sign.
I may not sell every customer that comes into Bechtel Jewelers, but on the rare occasions when I don't, they often wish I had. Stay brilliant, my friends.
When you do the same thing for 135 years, you learn to do it well. For 135 years, we've been helping families through the hardest times of their lives. That's because we're a family as well. When your family loses a loved one, we're here to help. We're Brown Funeral Home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson. We're here when you need us.
As a mom, when I'm making dinner for my family, I want the best and healthiest food for them. That's why I get my meats from D&D Meats. Their meats are fresh, locally sourced, and hormone-free, chemical-free, and antibiotic-free. D&D Meats is also family-owned, so I know when I go in with a special request for my large family events that I'm going to get treated just like family. D&D Meats, located across from Musselman High School at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. What are you feeding your family tonight?
The EPAN Travel Volleyball Club would like to wish the local high school volleyball teams good luck with their 2019 season. We look forward to seeing all players ages 12U through 17U at our 2020 tryouts in November. The EPAN Volleyball Club has been West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. The EPAN Volleyball Club is affiliated with the Chesapeake Region Volleyball Association and AAU USA Volleyball. Tryouts are usually held at Musselman High School. To register, email epan2@gmail.com or go to www.epanvbc.com.
And we welcome you back in. We are on the campus inside of Charles Washington High School, just south of Charlestown, West Virginia. And a game that was originally scheduled to be at Musselman, which means there was going to be a special drawing of some sort tonight, and that will still happen. But instead of being live at the gym, it's going to be live on our airwaves tonight. And Phil, fill us in a little bit of what's going on between the JV and varsity game.
It's a beef raffle drawing that Musselman Booster holds every year, and it's always been really popular. Blonde Farms very generous with their beef on that, so they're a very popular fundraiser. It was originally scheduled on the ticket to be drawn tonight. The location of the game got changed to honor when the tickets were, as the tickets would say the drawing would be. They're going to do it tonight, so we have to talk a few JV players at some point up here for the drawing, and possibly my wife to climb this ladder and get up here and do the drawing.
And you use the term talk them up here. We are not in a normal press box. It's more of a crow's nest, if you will, high above the court here. A different vantage point and a little even. Concluded as of right now, and we are just about ready for action. A best of three match at the JV level between these two teams. Again, it's Musselman taking on Washington. Washington will come out in the home red uniform. Just about ready for action for Washington. It'll be a serve for them to get it started, and Madison Fincham will get the serve for the Patriots.
Musselman want to get off to a quick start here because, as we said before, the success that Musselman's had compared to Washington, if they get on them early, it should lead to a quick night.
Again, some final adjustments being made for Coach Taylor Allen, and our officials making sure they have everybody correct for the rotations.
I noticed early, there's Washington's libero. I was getting ready to say that I didn't see a libero for him, but she snuck out there on me.
Libero will be Gabrielle Sine, the freshman for Washington, and it's going to be, looks like a 18. I believe that is Micah McAvoy.
Those guys are tricky, Matt. They actually have someone at the table over there that's doing nothing but tracking the libero. That's all she's doing, tracking when she comes in, who she comes in for.
And we still have a little bit of a question on, I believe, what we want for, or what the rotation should be. Trying to get all that squared away before we get action started here. Again, a few minutes behind schedule for this JV game, 6:03 right now. Varsity game going to start 20 minutes after the conclusion of the JV match. Looks like we're actually going to get another scorer over the scores table.
And maybe that's what she's doing. Maybe she's libero tracking. Some cases, if you're really good at the table, and a lot of these kids are, that they can track the libero and keep books, which is not an easy task. Maybe one was planning on doing them both, and Renee, the down official, said, no, we need a separate libero tracker.
Our two officials on the net are coming over, and I'm guessing talking about what's been going on at the scorers table. And, you know, Phil, we learned that last week, that just trying to do commentary and try to keep all the stats is a job in itself.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, because there's so many to track. You've got the score of the pass. You know, when you think of score of the pass, well, okay, player gets the ball up, but what kind of pass is it? And that's normally scored by a 3, 2, or 1. 3 meaning how many people on the front row can the setter set from that pass. So if it's a perfect pass, they can set 3 players. If it's a 2 pass, that means where the ball lands. Normally it's past the attack line or your 10-foot line. They can only set 2 players from there. And a 1 pass is normally a shank, and you just kind of got to do something with it.
All right, still waiting to get action started here. Believe that is now actually going to happen. 2 officials on the net have concluded their conversation, but still going to have a quick conversation with the scorers table on the far side from where we are located right now.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the holdup is. She's seen something that she doesn't like, so it's holding up the beginning of the match.
Phil, this is where, as a color commentator, you rip your headset off and scream across the court.
Let them play.
Now it's the parent you have to suck in when you put that headset on. All right, we are now ready for action here again. It will be number 12, Madison Fincham, the sophomore, serving away for Washington. That'll be a serving error on the first serve of the game. Point, Musselman.
So Musselman's going to take advantage of this right off the bat. She had to stand back there and watch the lineup get set for 5 or so minutes. Musselman's want to take advantage of this and kind of get an early run.
It'll be Hannah Lee serving away for Musselman. Does get it over. Goes out of bounds off the libero for Washington. Point, Musselman. They take an early 2-0 advantage.
Yeah, earlier before this match we were talking about a lot of this volleyball terminology. That was referred to as an overpass, which is not good. And Addison Walker made them pay for it.
Hannah Lee again on the serve, and that one just mistimed by number 19, Olivia Peace. That one going out of the back of the court of play, and another point for Musselman, 3-0.
Yeah, and this is the start they wanted. You know, they've got an ace, they've got a kill off an overpass, and a serve error on Washington's part, and off to a fast start.
Hannah Lee again with the serve for Musselman. Here it is, gets to the back line. Now Washington has a chance to try to get their first point of this game. And again, a mistimed hit by Olivia Peace.
Those are a little
drop in for a point, Musselman 4-0.
That was a little frustrating because what you had there, we talked earlier about how you score the pass, that was a 3 pass. That setter could have set anyone she wanted, and she got a good setup, maybe a little high, but the middle unable to do anything with it.
Good serve by Lee. Skimmed the top of the net on the way over, then dropped in for a point for Musselman. Nobody from that front line for Washington could get there quick enough. 5-0 the early lead for Musselman. Here's Lee with the serve again. And this one again missed time going into the bench on the hit. That one going out of bounds. Point Musselman 6-0. And timeout early for Washington as this one has gotten out of control quick in the early going here in set 1. 6-0 the Musselman advantage. Let's take a 30-second timeout, and when we come back we will have the rest of set number 1 here from Washington High. Back in 30 seconds here with West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
And Lee on the serve, and that one again miss hit. Right in the middle for Washington, Ava Kari miss-hit that one, going out of the back, and 7-0 now the Musselman advantage, and not the start that the Patriots wanted in this one.
No, absolutely not. And you kind of see the frustration on them right now, which is easier said than done, but you definitely don't want that this early in the match, being frustrated.
And Lee again on the serve, and that one will drop in, again nicking right off the front of the knuckles of Ava Kari. 8-0, the Musselman advantage.
Washington trying to get someone fresh in there, see if she can get a play on the ball.
And right now, Hannah Lee sticking with that spot on the serve, and now will adjust. See if he changes the location of the serve. With the 8-0 advantage, here is that serve.
Oh. That's bad luck right there, Matt. So Hannah Lee serves it into the net, but Washington was out of rotation. So the down official, Renee, had seen that. When she contacted the ball, they have to be in a certain area. I think it was 24 and what looks to be 12 down here in front of us.
9-0 advantage. Lee on the serve again, going to that back line, picking on the same spot, and gets past the outstretched arms of Cameron Amehar. 10-0 now the Musselman advantage, and set number 1 going all the way of Musselman. Point going to Musselman. What'd you see there, Phil?
Another out of rotation. You see that little hand movement that the down official made, and I'm guessing, and I didn't see it, but I'm guessing number 12 right here in front of us on the right-hand side is leaving before the Musselman setter or server touches the ball.
11-0 on the serve. Now good opportunity here for Washington. See what happens here. First time that Musselman's really had to play defense at all in this match so far. Pretty easy, 11 points so far. Missed time jump, good opportunity at the net for number 24, Olivia Saunders. Let's just miss that one short into the net. Point Musselman, 12-0.
Yeah, we saw on Washington's side there, they're down 12-0. They had a couple good passes and a few good sets. They were just unable to get the kill on it.
Serve from the back line, and Washington will pick up their first point. Hannah Lee misses that serve short into the net. 12-1. See if Washington can put a little run together here. It'll be Saunders on the serve for the Patriots. Here comes that serve, getting to the back line. Good set opportunity, but nobody there as it drops in. Point Washington.
No, that's what you'd probably refer to as maybe a one pass. It was a little low, didn't give the setter time to get there to make it play on the ball.
12-2, Saunders on the serve again for the Patriots. This one a high arcing serve getting to the back line. Now at the line, Addie Miller sends it over. Good dig by number 12, Madison Fincham, but couldn't get that one to stay in the court. Goes into the stands, or make that the bench of the Washington Patriots. Point Musselman, 13-2.
Yeah, and looking at the play that she made, it was a good athletic play, a lot of good hustle, but it appears to me as if she was out of position, unable to play the ball because of where she was actually at.
Addie Miller on the serve for Musselman. Here's that serve again, getting to the back line. Signed, the libero set it up. Now getting back over the net. Musselman with their opportunity for a point here. Good kill, but a great job in the back line by Sign to keep it alive. Good eye on that far side by number 9, Emma Kernas, letting that one go out of bounds. Point Musselman, knowing where she was in the court and where that out of bounds line was.
It's a good heads-up play.
Yeah, the game's getting out of hand a little bit, but Washington's putting up a fight. They're trying to play a little bit.
14-2 is that serve from Miller just getting over the net. Now Miller will start the return at the net, hitting it on the way over. Washington able to keep it airborne. Push on the way over. It does get over. Now good net play. Riley Franklin sending it over, and we have a point. Washington, what'd you see there, Phil?
I didn't see what the call was. My guess is I see the net bouncing, so I'm going to guess that someone was in the net. I didn't see what she actually called, though.
14-2-3 here in set number 1. Musselman ahead early. Olivia Peace will now serve it away for the Patriots. This one a long serve, well out of bounds. Point, Musselman.
I just kind of missed that a little bit on her serve. I think what she's trying to do is make that float, and you saw that crazy kind of spin on it, so which tells me she didn't hit it solid.
From the back line on the serve now will be Kaylee Weatherholtz for the Appleman. Has that serve with a 15-3 advantage. Here comes that serve. Washington gets it over on that third hit. McAvoy will start the return here. Good kill at the net, but a great dig. A by sign, but is not able to keep it in. Goes out of bounds into the stands. Point, Musselman.
Yeah, while she's there, she's going to get that ball. She got to it, but she wants to get it higher so that's playable by the second ball. You want to better the ball, and that I'm not sure she did.
16-3, the advantage now for the Lady Appleman. Out of rotation again. Point, Musselman.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating on the part of Washington's coaches. It's something that they review quite often. It looks like 15, who should be to the left of 16, was actually to the right of her. So that's what the down official saw.
17-3 now the advantage. Weatherholt's a good serve. That's going to go out of bounds on the deflection. Point, Musselman. 18-3, and another timeout for the Patriots. We'll take a timeout as well. We're back in 30 seconds. 18-3 here in set number 1. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back in to Washington High School. And Phil, so far here in set 1 of the JV match, it has been all Musselman the entire way.
Yeah, and it's not really the way that Washington wanted to start. In order to compete with them and put up a fight, they would have had to start early, and that's not happened here in this first set.
Serve from the back line for Weatherholtz. Good dig for a number 12, Madison Fincham for Washington. Now at the middle, Weatherholtz will attempt to send it over. Mistime that jump, actually make that number 5 on that. Addison Walker just mistime that jump a little bit, is what it looked like from right down below us, and missed that one short into the net. Point, Washington.
Yeah, Addison started her approach. That set was a little bit further off the net than what she would have liked, so therefore she didn't get a good swing on it.
Good serve and a big attempt for Addison Walker again. Wasn't able to get there. Back-to-back points now for Washington, 18-5. That Musselman advantage. A little bit of an overhit there for McAvoy. Now again, a mistimed jump at the line, and that one not getting over.
It's like Musselman's losing focus a little bit. And you'll see that a lot of times with the lead like they just had, where you kind of get out of system volleyball that they're used to playing. And some of this stuff is a little bit of a struggle.
That's a good dig for Walker to keep it off the ground. Too strong of a hit by Gabby Money on that front line. And Washington getting a little run going, and like you said, when there's a point margin like we've seen here, it's harder to keep these younger players to stay focused the entire time. 18-7 serve for Washington. Weatherholtz sets it up to Franklin in the front, gets it over. As that one's going to go out of bounds. Point, Musselman, the libero, Gabrielle Sign, trying to set it up and just couldn't keep it in bounds.
Yeah, that was a little too easy for Musselman. It was an easy hit ball over. I think it was a free ball. It's kind of like a practice ball for him. It was easy pass, easy set, and easy kill.
19-7, the Appleman advantage. Serve was from Addison Walker. It goes off of Gabrielle's sign, out of bounds. Point Musselman. They're the first to 20-7. Their advantage here in set one of the JV match.
Yeah, a little bit of hesitation there, and you get that serve receive where you're kind of struggling a little bit. Your libero, I noticed that she pulled her arms back in no sooner than that ball got to her. She never dropped her shoulder, so it's going to just skip right off the top of it.
Addison Walker on the serve. Again to that back line, and again a miss hit by the libero. Gabrielle Sign. Point Musselman 21-7. Four points away from taking set number one is Musselman. Again, best of three at the JV level. Jumps up to a best of five at the varsity level. Addison Walker on the serve. Serving error, point. Washington hit the net on the serve. Now back to serve for the Patriots, number 15, Ava Kari. The serve for Kari does get over. Good dig by Walker. Now sending it over, number 17, Gabby Money. Couldn't get it over the net, hits the net, falls down in front of the front line for Musselman. Point Washington.
Yeah, I'm sure, although that they've got a comfortable lead, Coach Allen's not going to be happy with the execution here later on in this set.
Good job by the front line of Washington, number 17, Sarah Steele. Blocking that one from Sierra Brand on the send-over. Point Washington, and they're in double digits, 21-10.
You have to give them credit. They certainly have kept playing, at least attempting to win.
McAvoy gets it over when she needed to on that third hit, and just a miss hit for Washington on that front line. Not a whole lot of time to adjust on that front line as a miss hit from number 4, Natalie Diedrichs.
That was another case where there was a kill, but it wasn't necessarily aggressive, and she couldn't get underneath of it to get the pass up.
There's Diedrichs starting that send over, and just a missed time hit that couldn't get back over. Good net play by both Washington and Musselman at the net, and that one drops in for a point Washington.
Yeah, we'll talk a lot about focus here, especially later on in the set, but when she went up with one hand, that should have told the back row of Musselman, hey, she's going to tip it, so come up and cover that, and they kind of didn't read that or didn't react to it.
Sign on the serve for Washington. Miller is able to get it over. Now deflected at the line, or at the net rather, by Miller. And a good send over for McAvoy. Tip at the net, a great job by number 12, Madison Fincham. One-handed tip going the opposite direction of where she was headed. I think confused that front line of Musselman just a bit.
Yeah, on the back row too, because that's something they should have been able to read. That pass was really tight to the net, and anytime it's that tight to the net, you almost know that they have to tip, but they don't have much of a choice, and they didn't react to that.
This one goes into the rafters and then falls right back down after hitting a couple of the metal rafters in the roof here. That one going sky high. That'll be point Musselman 23-12. Substitution for Musselman. Serve now up 23-12 will come from Kernis. There's that serve getting to the back line. Good dig by Sign, but not able to send it over on the tip was Fincham. Point Musselman 24-12.
That was another one where the effort to get to that dig was good. She'd probably want to angle that a little bit more toward the middle of the court so that second player setter can do something with it.
Kernis on the serve again getting that back line. It's going to be an ace-10 set one by Emma Kernis, 25-12, the final in set one. Let's take a 90-second break. Again, a 90-second break back at the studio, and we'll be back for set number two when we come back. Set one going to the Appleman here in the JV match. We'll be back with set two on the backside of this break. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery, anthonysmenu.com.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
The EPAN Travel Volleyball Club would like to wish the local high school volleyball teams good luck with their 2019 season. We look forward to seeing all players ages 12U through 17U at our 2020 tryouts in November. The EPAN Volleyball Club has been West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. The EPAN Volleyball Club is affiliated with the Chesapeake Region Volleyball Association and AAU USA Volleyball. Tryouts are usually held at Musselman High School. To register, email epan2@gmail.com or go to www.epanvbc.com.
I guess that coffee before I left the office wasn't a good idea.
Welcome back into Washington High School. Get the in-between sets chatter as to the pregame beverage of everybody. Again, I'm trying to set everything up where we are, not the biggest area, and trying to make sure we can get everybody up here for the drawing for the beef raffle. That's going to be in between the JV and varsity games, just trying to iron all those details out. Again, we'll take, like we usually do, a 5 to 6 minute break in between the JV and varsity match. When we come back, we will set up the varsity match and then get into that drawing. So expect that about 10 to 12 minutes after we conclude our JV coverage, and probably about 10 minutes before the start of the varsity match. Same 2 teams. Washington hosting Musselman in that first set. 25-12 was the magic number for Musselman to get the victory. And 25-12, while it is a big spread, I don't think that's very accurate of how dominant Musselman was in that first set. First serve going to be for Hannah Lee. Just lucky to get it over on that third hit. Great job for McAvoy, as that one probably would have dropped in bounds. Play at the net here, a kill attempt at the net. Addie Miller sends it too strong. Point, Washington.
Yeah, I think it's going to be important for Musselman, especially after that first set where they've easily shown that they had outpowered Washington, just a better team at this point. But they do need to keep focus. Because there's matches like this where you can kind of lose some confidence, where you let a team hang around that you shouldn't. They push you to the brink, and next thing you know, you've lost a little bit of confidence as a team simply because you lost focus.
Addison Fincham was on the serve for Washington, and the same way set 1 started, a serving error for Washington. Backline serve for Musselman was Addie Miller, and now Walker setting it over, but too strong out of the back. Point, Washington.
Yeah, as long as they're swinging, and we say this a lot, and we didn't see a lot of kills in the first set. They didn't really need to. There wasn't really a lot of opportunity for kills, but they'll swing hard and find the floor later.
On the serve now for Washington, a 24, Olivia Saunders. There's that serve, a high arcing serve. Easy setup here for Franklin at the net. Now an opportunity for Washington. Another opportunity at the net. This one, Walker. That one will get in for a kill for Addison Walker. 2-2 here in set number 2.
Most impressive thing for me on that side was the set. She set that a beautiful set to the outside from across the court. That was a good set, good kill, good pass.
Gabby Money re-enters the game on that front line. Serving will be Kaylee Weatherholtz. There's that serve from Weatherholtz, dying as it's going over the net, and that's going to be an ace for Weatherholtz. That one looked like it was going to get easily to that back line, and a miscommunication on the back line between number 15, Ava Kari, and number 3, Gabrielle Sign. It falls in for an ace.
Yeah, and that's not something you want to see as a coach over on the sidelines, where nobody really attempted to even play the ball, just the assumption that someone else would play it.
3-2 now the advantage for Musselman. And it was Weatherholtz on the serve, and that'll be a tip kill at the net for Addison Walker.
Yeah, on the overpass, and those overpasses, while the ball's nice and high, if it ventures too far over that net, the opposing team can make you pay for it, and that's what she just did.
Weatherholtz on the serve. This one, a line drive serve, a little different than we saw in the first couple. Washington able to adjust and sends it over. Now Walker at the net. That's going to be another kill for Walker, going off the arm of number 15, Kari.
Yeah, they're making hay right now. That was a decent pass. It was another good set where she kind of had to hug up to that net a little bit, but she still was able to set it outside far enough off the net for Addison to get a good kill.
Weatherholtz again on the serve for Musselman. 5-2 the advantage for the Athlone, and a missed hit serving air for Weatherholtz, point Washington.
Man, I want to point something out, and I don't know that she'll do it, but Weatherholtz starts her serve basically out of bounds. I don't know if you've noticed that, where she starts outside the white line. She's allowed to do that as long as she comes into the court of play where the side line is, the side boundary, and serves and contacts the ball within those two boundaries. So she can do that, but you have to be careful. So at times you can tend to serve it outside of that boundary.
Good opportunity here for Washington, but too strong. On the bump over for number 16, Sophia Londek. Point Musselman 6-3 at their advantage.
Yeah, if they're going to keep this close, when you have a high pass or a high set like that, well, it may not have been perfect. It was a hittable ball, and to send over a free ball there is, especially one that goes out of bounds, something you don't want to do.
Addison Walker on the serve. Again, a low line drive serve that tends to lose momentum right as it gets in between that first and second line, and a miss hit there getting into the scorer's table. A little bit of miscommunication. You can see on that back line McAvoy and Walker talking about it, going to work it out themselves. See Coach Taylor Allen not really giving any instructions. She realizes they're figuring it out on the fly.
Yeah, that Walker gave her a little bit of an okie doke. She started to play the ball, and then at the very last second she ducked down knowing that Libero was right behind her.
Brand well off the net trying to send it over on that third hit, not able to get it over. Point Washington 6-5, and this one a little tight early.
Yeah, and again, it's for Musselman. You want to keep your focus because you know that you're the better team. Ooh, that was close. Give the line judge some credit there. He's got some agility to him, doesn't he?
He did. Dropped down to make sure he got the perfect angle on that.
There's no question.
7-5, that one a point for Musselman. Now back to serve is McAvoy. I think McAvoy's been in a different jersey number every time we've been out to call these games so far this year. This one in the Libero, number 18 white jersey, and a miss hit. Point Musselman.
Yeah, oftentimes those Libero jerseys are just jerseys from the past, so they may not get to keep the same number throughout the season, depending on what color the rest of the team's wearing.
Serving air for McAvoy, 8-6. Now that lead dwindles to 2 for Musselman. Now back to serve for Washington, Ava Kari. There's that serve, a long serve getting to the back line. Brand now at the net, sent to the back line, great kill. Ciara Brand, 9-6, Musselman advantage.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Washington's kind of making it easy there. There was no presence up front blocking. The back row didn't seem to angle toward the hitter, no play toward the ball, so they little opposition to her swing.
Gabby Money will serve with a 9-6 lead for Musselman. Sends it to that back line. Sign will start the return. Now Mack will start the return for Musselman. Brand again, this time too strong. Point Washington.
Yeah, she came at it at a strange angle there. I don't know if it was the set that wasn't far enough out or Ciara didn't get outside enough on her transition, but she didn't get a good swing on it. Nonetheless, tried to swing, but didn't exactly get on top of it.
Libero Gabrielle Sign on the serve for Washington. And that's Miller at the line. Great block for the front line of Washington. Number 19, Olivia Peace, and number 12, Madison Fincham, keeping that one from getting over. Point Washington, 9-8. They're back within 1. Serve for Sign low. Line drive hit that I'm not sure anybody was ready to actually get over for Musselman, and they just didn't look ready to receive that serve, Phil.
No, it really couldn't. And as tight as that pass was, right up on the net like that, those are almost impossible to play.
9-9. We are tied up again. McAvoy sends it over, and Sign, I think, gives Musselman a little bit of a gift. That one looked like it was going out, and a miss hit. Point Musselman 10-9.
Trying to figure out who the next server is.
And it will be Hannah Lee.
Yeah, not to pick on them a little bit, but little things like that where they really weren't in tune with who just served, who's in rotation. So they're not really focusing a lot right now. If they let them hang around and give them hope, it could be dangerous.
Good opportunity here. Walker on the kill, and that is a pancake save by 22 on the dig. That is Cameron Mayhar. Great effort by Washington, just not able to keep it airborne. Point Musselman 11-9. Now the Appleman advantage. Timeout on the court will take it as well. 11-9 in set number 2 of the JV match. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
Here's to the people who put in the long hours, the ones who drive this community, take risks, create opportunities, sacrifice, volunteer, and stick with it every day. The ones who give their best for their business, their family, their community, their future. We love community business owners because we're a community-owned bank, and we're proud to be with you, in business and in life. First United Bank and Trust, my bank.
Welcome back in to Washington High School. 11-9. The Musselman advantage here in set number 2. Set 1 went the way of the Appleman 25-12. Hannah Lee on the serve. Gets to the back line of Washington. Able to send it over. It was Olivia Peace. Great kill on the front line. Addison Walker.
Yeah, Musselman's kind of finding their groove now. Washington's playing a little bit. They gave him an easy push over, and Musselman just took advantage of it. It's just those are too easy to do over and over, and expect a decent volleyball team not to make you pay for it.
12-9 now, the Musselman advantage. Lee again on the serve. This one not a line drive serve, but dropping in late. Able to get it over. Great dig on that back line by Lee, then a miss hit by McAvoy. Point Washington 12-10.
A lot of confusion there. Your middle was kind of stuck in the middle of the floor. I'm not quite sure she was aware of the ball was right over top her head. So there are two players that are ready to play it, but she was preventing that from happening.
It was Fincham on the serve for Washington. That one not able to get over. Front line not able to send it over for Musselman. 12-11 point Washington. Again, it'll be Fincham on the serve. Good opportunity here. Walker at the net. Missed time that kill, hitting the net on the way over. 12-12. We're tied up again.
Yeah, and if they let them hang around, they're going to give Washington some confidence. And you're starting to see, like, even the serves, they're putting a little bit more on those serves.
Free ball over for Addison Miller. And now we'll see Miller again on the kill, and a great diving effort by Fincham. And diving over to the center of the court, but not able to get there. Goes off of her out of bounds. 13-12. Musselman regains the lead.
Well, Miller's really good at those targeted tips where she's trying to find an area, and without putting she's not actually hitting the ball, but she's kind of tipping it right there to what we refer to as campfire. And that's been successful for her for all year.
Miller on the serve. It'll be an ace for Miller. Good effort on the dig attempt by number 16, Sophia Londeck. Just not quite able to get in position to make that one. 14-12. Musselman gains a 2-point advantage again.
That was a good serve. I'm not quite sure she meant to serve it there, but if she did, that was really good.
Addie Miller this time a little bit more conventional, and just a couple of miss hits for Washington. Point Musselman.
Yeah, and you see the middle back there. She's getting replaced right now, but she kind of took a swing at the ball, and one of the coaching keys you would use there is let the ball do the work, and she's swinging her arm at it and swinging her platform at it, I should say, and it's rarely successful.
Serve for Miller. little bit shorter on that serve. Washington able to handle it well. Good opportunity for Walker, and out of bounds, point, Washington. Walker has been set up there perfectly a number of times so far in this match, and she's capitalized on more than not.
Yeah, on the majority. That set was a little bit further off the net than what they would like, so she was kind of under it a little bit, which caused that her swing to be underneath of it instead of on top of it.
Well, that kill for Riley Franklin started by a great dig on that back line for Micah McAvoy. Point, Musselman, 16-13. Kaylee Weatherholtz, that serve you were talking about earlier, starting out of bounds, then working her way in. This one going to the back line, and this one's going to be a free ball just sent over and hitting the net, and that one's going to drop in, so not the type of free ball that you were trying to explain to me in between the sets.
Not at all. And look, if you're going to have a free ball, you want to make it difficult, and to make it difficult, you want it to be low and deep, so you want it close to the net. That had a crazy topspin on it. I don't think it was expected, and it just kind of dropped right in front of them.
This is the last time I listened to you for technical terms. Free ball, those are never points at all.
They shouldn't be.
16-14.
That's how you should score.
And Hannah Lee sent it to the back line. A miss hit on that back line. Going out of bounds, point, Musselman, 17-14.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't think, anyway, that there's any successful plays called where the end result is, hey, we want to free ball this over. but sometimes, look, they can work, but you don't want to do them that much.
Addison Walker on the serve for Musselman. Now she'll start the return again. And a great tip at the line. Gabby Money gets the kill, 18-14.
Yeah, I saw two fundamental things there. On the right side front row hitter for Spring Mills, there was no transition. So your setter, which that was a good pass. The initial pass was good. Setter was trying to get to it. Your opposite hitter never transitioned, which is why she had to free ball it on the upper side, Musselman side. Money was kind of picking on your back left player there because she wasn't covering the tip. And so that was something that was seen earlier, and she just took advantage of it.
Musselman very fortunate just to keep that one alive on the back line. A great job.
Down officials calling outside the antenna there. He's right on top of it. He saw it immediately.
So that one's going to be a point, Washington. They're going to call the Addison Walker for being outside the antenna while making
yeah, so when she sent that third ball over, that was behind that red antenna we see sticking up there, and it's difficult for the down official to see. She's not really looking at play happen quick, and that's his responsibility. So he was looking down the line, and he had a better viewpoint of that.
Serve now for Washington. 18-15. The Patriots have hung around in this one. Brand kill from the front line. Nobody back in that back right corner. Point, Musselman, 19-16.
That's we talk about free ball, and that's how you want to score right there. Not so much on free balls. You take what you can get, but that's how it's drawn up.
Riley Franklin going out, coming back in is Addie Miller. Now on the serve will be Micah McAvoy. 19-15, the advantage for Musselman. And a great dig by McAvoy coming off that back line. Now a free ball over. Good set at the net here, and this one too strong. Number 15, Ava Kari, is too strong on that tip over.
Seen the same thing there. She was playing outside position, and it's called outside for a reason. When they transition, meaning they transition off the net to come to the offensive side of the ball, they need to get outside and behind that 10-foot line. And she didn't really do that. She just kind of stood there and waited for it. Therefore, she had to hit down on the ball. Even though she swung, I give her credit for aggression, but she had to hit down on the ball, and there it goes out.
McAvoy on the serve. Musselman, the 20-15 lead. Not able to get it over on the third hit. Was 24, Olivia Saunders. Now Musselman just 4 points away from taking set number 2 and taking this match in 2 straight sets, 21-15. Your score right now, Musselman out in front, McAvoy on the serve, and that one going to be an ace for McAvoy.
Yeah, that was a good serve. Now you're starting to see Musselman. They let Washington back into it. Now they're regaining their focus and kind of coming back to what they do.
22-15. McAvoy on the serve for Musselman. Referees now ready for action. Here's a serve for McAvoy to that back line. Free ball over to McAvoy on that back line again. Now a good setup here. Miller with the tip and the kill. Point Musselman, 23-15.
Yeah, it was a good move by Miller. I don't know that there was much else that she could have done with that set, so she still made hay of it and just placed it right in the middle of the floor, right in front of the middle.
Serve for McAvoy. Going to Peace on that back line. Good dig by McAvoy to keep it airborne. Now Sierra Brand with a pushover. Kill attempt at the line for Fincham, or at the net rather. Goes out of bounds into the visitor bleachers right below us. And now Musselman just one away from taking this match in 2 straight sets, 24-15. Your score at the moment. McAvoy on the serve. Backline serve for her. Good opportunity. Great dig by McAvoy and hitting the net. A diving effort for Gabby Money, but not able to come up with that ball. 24-16, point Washington. And Kari on the serve. And that's going to be an ace for Kari. Is just at the last minute that you saw Weatherholtz dart towards the net, and in the back line, like Addison Walker looking at her going, that's your ball.
I'm going to give you a Mingo County word. That was another okey doke. Now, Weatherholtz wouldn't, she typically is not going to pass a serve unless she has to. And I think her path to where she's supposed to be as a setter kind of cross-pass with the serve, so she probably should have played that, but not quite ready for that to come right at her.
And a free ball over for Walker. And this has not been the most fundamentally sound set. But that point's going to go to Washington, 24-18. Like that fundamentally sound serve on that last volley back and forth. It was just a case of, hey, let's try to keep this alive. 24-18, Musselman. I think Brand saved that from being the end of the game the end of the match for Washington. Great dig by McAvoy on the back line. Walker with the kill. Point, Musselman, set, Musselman, match. Musselman 25-18 here in set number 2. And Musselman, it takes this match against Washington in 2 straight sets. Let's take a 1-minute break, then we'll come back and close out our JV coverage. And after that, a 6-minute break. And then we will come back, some festivities from here, a raffle drawing right here live on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Then we will get ready for our varsity action. That coming up after this 1-minute timeout. Again, in 2 straight sets, it was Musselman beating Washington 25-12 and 25-18 back in 60 seconds. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV10.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large 1-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery. Anthony'sMenu.com.
Welcome back into Washington High School. Give you a little preview of what we were going to do going into the break. We're going to change things up a little bit. First of all, just want to remind you that it was Musselman in 2 straight sets beating Washington 25-12 and 25-18. A good performance from them, Phil.
Yeah, it was, and they lost focus a little bit in both of those sets. But I'm going to put a little bit of focus on Washington. As both of those sets progressed, I thought Washington played a little bit better volleyball, especially even on that last point. Their middle got up and got a really nice swing. Now, unfortunately for me, it was dug by Musselman, but that was probably the best swing I'd seen from them all day. Hey, they're a work in progress. It's a young school, it's a young program, so I would expect those girls are going to keep working, but they worked hard through both of those sets.
All right, now we're going to test the away capacity right here, and not in a bad way, just not a very big area up here. It is going to be our raffle time of the evening, trying to make sure we get the JV players that are going to call these raffles, and before we lose them, going to make sure that we can get these numbers out for those who are trying to win whatever amount of meat they're going to win here. And we're going to welcome in the wife of Financial Phil from Bunker Hill, Beth McCoy. Welcome to TV10. I'll have you grab that. And just talk to us a little bit about this fundraiser as a whole.
Musselman Volleyball hosts an annual beef raffle. This year we are giving away a quarter of a beef, partially sponsored by Blonde Beef for Ardenalville Road in Inwood. We also would like to give a special shout out to Dow Printing and all of our friends and families that purchase tickets. This is the largest fundraiser that the volleyball team does to help pay for the many travel tournaments that the girls do, as well as their daily transportation to and from games like tonight's.
All right, so let's go ahead and introduce who is going to be doing each raffle, and I'm assuming four numbers, four players as well.
Yeah, we have four winners,
All right, well, let's get it started.
All
I'll
right,
let
girls,
you take it away.
Tell us your names.
Hi, I'm Hannah Lee. Emma Kernos. Gabby Money. Sierra Brand.
And these are four of our JV players, and we're each going to, each of you, don't look, you can't look, no cheating. Close your eyes and look up, grab a ticket, don't look at it. Dig deep. All right, who are the winners we have tonight?
Holly Andre. Elizabeth M. Misowich. Dante Pearson. Tracy Umbener.
All right, so those winners will win a quarter of a beef as well as a $50 Lowe's gift card. So thank you to all of our friends and family, and TV10, thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Well, thanks for coming up and doing it. Girls, congratulations on the win, and fantastic job reading names. You have a future in this, I promise.
I tell you what, Matt, I'm going to read these again just in case someone missed it. So I'm going to start at the top. I got Elizabeth Misowich, Tracy Umberner. It's Umbenor. Dante Pearson, Pearson, and Holly Andre,Endre. And who are they to contact? The winners to contact, or we'll contact them. So you guys, congratulations, and someone from Musselman, probably Miss Elizabeth McCoy, will be contacting you.
All right, that is going to wrap up our JV coverage. We're going to take a 6-minute break, then we'll come back and start our varsity pregame. Again, the JV, 2 straight sets to get the win against Washington, 25-12, 25-18. We are back in 6 minutes with varsity action. It's West Virginia High School volleyball, Musselman at Washington, coming up next.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details. As a mom, when I'm making dinner for my family, I want the best and healthiest food for them. That's why I get my meats from D&D Meats. Their meats are fresh, locally sourced, and hormone-free, chemical-free, and antibiotic-free. D&D Meats is also family-owned, so I know when I go in with a special request for my large family events that I'm going to get treated just like family. D&D Meats, located across from Musselman High School at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. What are you feeding your family tonight?
The EPAN Travel Volleyball Club would like to wish the local high school volleyball teams good luck with their 2019 season. We look forward to seeing all players ages 12U through 17U at our 2020 tryouts in November. The EPAN Volleyball Club has been West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. The EPAN Volleyball Club is affiliated with the Chesapeake Region Volleyball Association and AAU USA Volleyball. Tryouts are usually held at Musselman High School. To register, email epan2@gmail.com or go to www.epanvbc.com.
Here's to the people who put in the long hours, the ones who drive this community, take risks, create opportunities, sacrifice, volunteer, and stick with it every day. The ones who give their best for their business, their family, their community, their future. We love community business owners because we're a community-owned bank, and we're proud to be with you, in business and in life. First United Bank and Trust, my bank.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery, anthonysmenu.com.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
The following is a sports broadcast presentation of TV 10 Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school volleyball, featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference and the Musselman Applemen. Today's play-by-play coverage is being brought to you by
The Mirius Group. Start planning for a brilliant future. The Eastern Panhandle Volleyball Club, West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. D&D Meats at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. Anthony's Pizza. Nobody does it better. Dave Pippenbrink State Farm Insurance. Call 304-229-0029 today. Panhandle Dumpsters, because you have a choice. PanhandleDumpsters.com. Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer. My Bank First United. Bank Local. And by Appalachian Heating and Air Conditioning, where quality meets comfort.
Standing by is our TV10 broadcast team. Let's head to the court and get today's pregame show and play-by-play coverage underway.
Pleasant good evening again across the Eastern Panhandle, or wherever you may be tuning in. Welcome into West Virginia High School Volleyball. It was Musselman getting the win in the JV match of this doubleheader, 2 straight sets against Washington, and now it is time for the varsity action, or will be, coming up here in just about 10 minutes. Again, Matt Crawford here, along with volleyball Phil from Bunker Hill, Phil McCoy, John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman, and Phil, mark your calendar. John Alderton has just removed his Martinsburg windbreaker and is wearing Musselman green.
I'm going to have to get a picture of that. He said we couldn't get a picture, but I'm going to have to get a picture of that and send it to John Everson to see what he thinks about that.
John Alderton, a proud alumni of Martinsburg High School, so just having a little fun up here in the Crow's Nest. And Eric Sterick, our on-site producer, TV10 cameraman, and Caleb Falero making this whole thing happen back at the studio. Well, a inter-county rivalry, if you will. It's an EPAC showdown, a regional game, and for Washington, I think that they want us to call it anything but a regional game. This is a team that is 0-5 in the region so far and has taken just 2 total matches this entire season. Comes in at 2-12, and for Musselman, they've been rolling. Another great season for Coach Martz and these girls. So on paper, this looks like it could be a one-sided affair, but Phil, that's why you play the game, right?
Oh, absolutely, and I think it's the same dynamic here as what you had with the JV match. Maybe just a little bit more pronounced, where, you know, Musselman's played a lot of great competition. Even last night, you know, they were Loudoun County, playing a great Loudoun County team. Actually lost to Loudoun County. They fared well in the 3rd set, but they actually lost the match. And to take the competition serious and work on their fundamentals and their skills and try to improve on it, opposed to allowing Washington to hang around and play the game and gain confidence along the way. Because, again, hey, Washington's got nothing to lose. They've got absolutely nothing to lose if they just go out and play loose, and if they hang with them, and they can really boost their season by doing that. So, you know, it's all the pressure is on Musselman in a case like this, so they've got to show up and play.
And this is a case where if you're Musselman, you mentioned just show up and play, but they know what they've played these matches before. They've played matches, and when you've been at the dynasty that Musselman has been under Coach Sean Martz, you've played in plenty of these matches before, so you know what the expectations are, and the goal is to live up to them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, you know, regardless of who you play, you need to bring your best. And a lot of times, especially maybe with the young team, that you don't always see that happens because they know that they should win. But you also can't just assume that you're going to throw your jersey out on the floor and win.
Looking forward to the match here tonight. Again, just about 6 minutes away from getting that going. Let's go ahead and take our first break up the pregame show. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the keys for both of these teams to try to get a match victory here tonight. That coming up next in the pregame show. We'll be back in 60 seconds. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV10.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, you know, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
As a mom, when I'm making dinner for my family, I want the best and healthiest food for them. That's why I get my meats from D&D Meats. Their meats are fresh, locally sourced, and hormone-free, chemical-free, and antibiotic-free. D&D Meats is also family-owned, so I know when I go in with a special request for my large family events that I'm going to get treated just like family. D&D Meats, located across from Musselman High School at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. What are you feeding your family tonight?
And other than school colors. Welcome back into Washington High School, and John Alderton trying to do his best to fit in his green. His Musselman, I'm not even going to call it green. I'm going to refer to it as Musselman Appleman green all night just to get under his skin. But, John, it looks good on you, man, I promise.
I don't know that he's aware, but I just snapped a picture of him, so he's not going to be able to deny this.
That's going on Facebook later for sure. See how many nasty comments he gets from the Martinsburg faithful. All right, let's take a look at some of the keys to the game, or keys to the match, if you will, in this one. Phil, let's start with the visiting Musselman Appleman. Again, heavily favored in this match. What do they need to do? What are a couple of keys for them to come out and do what they're supposed to do?
Well, there's actually going to be a little bit of newness for Musselman, as Caroline Shipley rolled an ankle last night, and she's going to be out for a little bit. Not quite sure how long, but there's a few ways that Musselman can play this. They're going to start off, I think anyway, they're going to start off with the same offense that they've ran in the past, knowing that potentially her loss could be elongated. They're also, I think, going to run a 5-1, which will completely change their offense up. So they're going to try that. They're going to try a few things tonight. But the main key to them is the same as JV is they need to stay focused and use this as an opportunity to work on their fundamentals and do what they know that they can do offensively and defensively, and stay in tune to the game.
All right, and for the Washington Patriots, what do they need to do to come out of here with a surprise upset victory against Musselman?
Well, I think to even compete, what Washington's going to have to do is they're going to absolutely have to get swings on the ball. Free balls and making it easy for a team like Musselman is not going to work. I mean, there's times where you have to free ball it over, but at any opportunity that they have got to get a swing on the ball, be aggressive, and the mistakes will happen, but I would rather have an aggressive mistake as a coach than being too conservative and giving the other team easy passes where it just becomes target practice. It just becomes practice balls at that point, and losing the rallies because of your being conservative. I'd rather just have a mistake and get it over with. So I think Washington needs to be extremely aggressive, play loose. Look, you got nothing to lose. Everybody expects you to lose, and if you compete, if you grab a set from them, that could really turn your season around and give them a lot of confidence moving forward.
There are keys to this match for both teams. Let's take another 1-minute timeout, our final 1-minute timeout of the pregame. When we come back, we will give you the rosters for both of these teams. Then we will get ready for action here at just south of Charlestown at Washington High School. It's Washington hosting Musselman back in 60 seconds. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
Here's to the people who put in the long hours, the ones who drive this community, take risks, create opportunities, sacrifice, volunteer, and stick with it every day. The ones who give their best for their business, their family, their community, their future. We love community business owners because we're a community-owned bank, and we're proud to be with you in business and in life. First United Bank and Trust, my bank.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Time to take a look at both of these rosters as we are just about to have that same process done at the court here. Both teams done with their warm-ups. Our referees getting together, trying to make sure that our back officials, as opposed to our net officials, know what all's going on. So as we do that, we will see what the process is here first. Washington lining up. All right, we will meet the lineup, so let's do that here, and then we will pause for the national anthem. Let's start first for the visiting Musselman Appleman. It'll be number 2, Faith Ketterman, the 5'10 junior. Number 3, Danica Faircloth, the 5'9 senior. Number 4, Hannah Howard, the freshman, goes 5'7. And number 5, Addison Walker, the freshman, goes 5'8. Haley James, the 5'5 senior, wears number 6. Addison Miller, number 9, goes 5'7. Actually, make that number 7. The freshman, Addison Miller, goes 5'7. Number 8, Abigail McCoy, the 5'6 junior. The libero, Madigan Faircloth, number 9, is a sophomore that goes 5'4. Elena Rainey, number 11, the senior, that goes 5'11. Caroline Shipley, as Phil mentioned, is not going to be in action tonight. Number 17, Sadie Wright, is next on our roster. The sophomore goes 6'1", and 5'6" freshman Isabella Hutzler wears number 25. For the Washington Patriots, number 1, Nina Bongiovanni, is a 5'9 sophomore. Marissa Labry is a 5'11 senior wearing number 5. Savannah Hackney, number 6. The freshman goes 5'6. Jade Vrobel is a 5'9 senior wearing number 7. Natalie Newton, number 8, is a 5'4 senior. And Alyssa Bacharsha is number 10. She is a senior. Lindsay Condon, a sophomore, wears number 11. Number 13 is Natalie Happy. She is a sophomore. Number 14 is Emily Tenani, and she is a 5'5 sophomore. Number 21, Elizabeth Villegas, is a freshman, and number 26, Olivia Marker, is a junior. Let's pause for another 60 seconds for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have the start of action here at West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
The EPAN Travel Volleyball Club would like to wish the local high school volleyball teams good luck with their 2019 season. We look forward to seeing all players ages 12U through 17U at our 2020 tryouts in November. The EPAN Volleyball Club has been West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. The EPAN Volleyball Club is affiliated with the Chesapeake Region Volleyball Association and AAU USA Volleyball. Tryouts are usually held at Musselman High School. To register, email epan2@gmail.com or go to www.epanvbc.com.
He is the most interesting jeweler in the world. Celebrities ask for his autograph. When buying diamonds, experts ask him what they're worth. He once counted to infinity twice. He has his own astrological sign.
I may not sell every customer that comes into Bechtel Jewelers, but on the rare occasions when I don't, they often wish I had. Stay brilliant, my friends.
National anthem has concluded here at Washington High School, which means action is just about to get underway. We will have, as usual, the players underneath the net give each other a high five before the match starts, and then we will be close to action here. Washington will be in the red with the white numbers. On the left of us, if you're watching from our main cam, if you're watching from our corner camera, manned by Eric Sterrick, they will be to the far side. Musselman in the gray with green numbers. They are to our right or the near side if you're looking on that corner camera. Teams getting together for last instruction, giving each other a quick little pump up as now the subs will go to the bench. Get some last-minute instructions from the coaching staff, and then we'll be ready for action. Again, this is a tale of top and bottom, if you will. Musselman, a program that is a perennial power around the Mountain State year in and year out. Washington, a very, very young team. Just 5 upperclassmen, 4 seniors, 1 junior for this Washington Patriot team. So while they are going through some growing pains this year, this is a team that is learning on the go with a lot of sophomores on their roster and a lot of kids in that JV program. So look for this Washington team to be competitive in years to come with a lot of varsity experience, going to be coming back for the next several years. It'll be Musselman getting the first serve of this match. here in set one. Haley James will start it off.
They're going to want to get off to a quick start, just like JV. They want to get on them early.
There is the serve from James, and a serving error on the first serve of the game. First point of this set will go in favor of the Washington Patriots.
Not how they wanted to start.
Natalie Newton now will serve it away for Washington. Great dig on that back line by Faircloth. Great block on that front line by Washington. The tip at the net. Great job, Hannah Howard, on the tip. Point Musselman.
Yeah, that was a well-read play by Hannah. She wanted to get over top of that block, and the back right didn't exactly cover the tip.
Faircloth will serve here for Musselman. 1-1 here in set one, and a low line drive serve. Hard to handle for Lizzie Condon on that back line, going out of bounds. 2-1. Musselman takes the advantage in set one.
That was a great serve by Madigan. It was a way to recover from the serve error to start the match.
Serve again for Faircloth, and another serving error for Musselman. 2-2. Now we're tied up here in set one, and that's 2 serving errors early in this one, Phil.
Yeah, and they don't want to, like we said before, they want to keep the focus, not give away a lot of points, and kind of make themselves known early on.
Good set at the net, deflected at the net. Sadie Wright trying to get it over. Good dig on that back line for Washington. And that's going to be a kill on the front line on what was just, I think, more of a free hit than anything. Just trying to get it over that front line. Patricia, number 10 on the front line, will get the kill for Washington. They take the 3-2 advantage.
Yeah, that was what we refer to as a down ball, where she just kind of stood. She had an overhand swing, but she didn't leave her feet. That's not one that should land against a team like Musselman.
Robel on the serve. Faircloth will start the return from the back line. Hannah Howard with the tip over. And what'd you see there, Phil?
I think she called 5 for Washington, maybe under on the net. I didn't see it. I see the net moving a little bit, but I was following the ball. I didn't see what happened up there, but she called 5 for Washington. Looks like in the net.
Back to serve now. Tied up at 3 for Musselman is Abigail McCoy. All right, I figure I can ask you this. Abigail or Abby?
She goes by both.
All right.
Depends on whether or not she's in trouble.
All right. Well, we're broadcasters, so she's always going to be in trouble. It'll be Abigail. As I think we have a question with the scores table. I believe a question of rotation. And now a substitution made for Washington. Now McCoy on the serve for Musselman, and that'll be an ace for McCoy on the first serve she has here in set one. Musselman regains the lead 4-3.
That was a great placement on the ball. It was meant to serve it short, and I think anyway, and that's exactly where it landed, right in front of the middle.
McCoy again on the serve. Again, very similar placement, a little stronger this time. Now free ball sent over for Washington. McCoy now on the front line with the set. Hannah Howard trying with a kill on the front side of the net, but a great block up front by number 13, Natalie Happy, and number 5, Marissa Labry.
What a great name. You cannot beat the last name Happy.
Natalie Happy.
Yep, that was a great block. She timed that well.
If I don't see a smile on her face the entire time, I'm going to be very unhappy. Let's put it that way. McCoy just able to save that one and send it up, but nobody is home at the front of the net, and it drops in point for Washington, 5-4.
That was a pass that was a little bit tight. Looks like Washington had a little tip on it and was Musselman unable to play it on the way down.
Happy on the serve. Now McCoy with a set. Hannah Howard with a tip. Great dig coming in by Newton. Free ball over. Faircloth with the bump set for McCoy, and a kill for Sadie Wright. 5-5. We're knotted up here in set number one.
Yeah, there's a lot of that was an in-system play. You could see Sadie kind of chasing down her setter right there, and got arm's length away from her. That was a good play all the way around.
Serve for Hannah Howard. That one too strong. Point Washington.
Musselman's having a difficult time serving early on here. That's 3 serve errors early in the set.
It'll be Marissa Labry on the back line serve for Washington. Set by McCoy, and Sadie Wright again, a strong presence on that front line. Good dig attempt for Faircloth, but not going to be a point for Washington. Great location on that hit.
I think no sooner than I told you a team didn't want a free ball. They didn't want that to be the outcome. Washington scored on that one, and JV scored on one earlier.
Set for McCoy, and a good block at the net. Faith Ketterman going up for the kill. A great block, and so far that front line, whoever has been there for Washington, is wreaking havoc for Musselman. They have the 8-5 advantage to the Patriots.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of reading the set and getting out there for the block.
Miss hit by Faircloth, just trying to get it over. They won't on 3 hits. It was Addison Walker just trying to send that free ball over. No dice. 9-5. Washington with the advantage. Lavery on the serve. McCoy trying to send it over right up into the net. That'll be a point. Washington, what'd you see there, Phil?
That was a pass that was a little bit too tight. McCoy, the setter, was unable to do anything with it. She tried to push it over, but she was so tight it just kind of come back out. The ultimate call was under the net.
Lavery again on the serve. That one skims the net all the way over. And again, a tight ball on the net for McCoy to play. Musselman does get it over, sending it to the back line. McCoy will set it up. Now, Sadie Wright just having to get it over. She does. Play at the net. Good strong play by Patricia, but not able to keep it in bounds. Point Musselman, and see if they can halt the bleeding a little bit. 10-6. They're down 4 here in set 1.
Yeah, it was a good save over there. It was a good part on Sadie Wright to get a swing on that ball. The opposite ended up having to set the ball. It was a little bit off the attack line, but Sadie did a good job getting her feet to the ball and getting the swing on it, making it hard on Washington.
So from that back line was Sadie Wright. Good dig by Hannah Howard. Set by McCoy. And a tip opportunity at the net for Rainey. Not able to send it over. Point Washington, and we did get a whistle at the net. What'd you see, Phil?
She called 4 hits. She had 4 touches on the part of Musselman, so I guess what they're saying is there was never a block there. And it just went into the net.
No words being said, but just based on body language, I don't think Coach Marks is too happy right now.
No, and this is what they kind of wanted to avoid early in the match. It's a great pancake.
Yeah, great pancake by Hannah Howard, just able to keep it alive. Kick at the net. Set here by McCoy. Now a set at the net. Great job by both teams. Best volley we've seen yet in this set. Walker with that set. Good block at the net by number 11, Lizzie Condon. Another point, Washington, 12-6. They doubled up.
While Condon was there, there was another swing on the part of Musselman that didn't even clear the net. So they're getting beaten out of system volleyball right now.
Washington serve getting to that back line, going to Hannah Howard. McCoy set at the net. Walker sends it over. Great dig by Lavery, but nobody there to send it back across. That'll be a point. Musselman 12-7. 12-7 here in set 1. Washington with the lead at home. Backline serve for Hutzler. Not a great return, just having to get it over. And 2 players right there. It was Rainey and Ketterman. Neither one wanted to give up position. Caused the ball to go out of bounds. Point Washington, and Coach Mart's not happy.
No, and that's where you talk about the focus when you're playing a team that you know that you're more talented than. There's small little things like this that they still have to do correct in order to come out with a win. And now you've given Washington some confidence. They're going to start playing a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, I want a miss hit by what looked like Faith Ketterman. 14-7 is now the advantage for Washington. You're a little surprised that you haven't seen a timeout yet here for Coach Marks?
Not really. He's slow to call timeouts. He's one that will allow them to play through their bad rotations.
Serving error for Washington, so it'll be a point. Musselman. Haley James now back to serve for the Appleman. 14-8 is that Patriot advantage here in set 1. Serve going to the back line. Good dig on the back line for Washington. Good deflection at the net, just having to get it over. Hannah Howard kept it alive, but nobody coming in to help Howard out. And really nobody able to, as Hannah Howard just sent it straight back up and falling to the deck. Nobody could really get anywhere near that volleyball. Falls in for a point. Washington 15-8.
Another little focus issue, I think, on the part of Musselman, where typically Hutzler would have played that second ball, but Howard was in her way because of where she had to pass it.
Another missed hit in the front line from Hutzler, going back into the area she had really just come from and left that spot vacant. 16-8, that Washington lead now in set one.
Yeah, some of these passes Musselman setters are finding it difficult to get a good set on. That was another one that was a little tight to the net.
Newton on the serve for Washington. Good tip for Hannah Howard. Newton able to keep it alive and sending it over is Condon. Job at the net. I send over. This is going to be a free ball for Musselman. Good dig by Ketterman. Hutzler sends it up. Hannah Howard on the kill as that one's going to go out of bounds. Point Musselman on the deflection going off of Patricia.
Yeah, and you can see with some of the intensity that Washington's playing with right now, Musselman's giving them hope early in this match, and now they're going to have to contend with it.
16-9, the advantage for Washington. Faircloth on the serve, skimming the net on the way over, but it does get over, and it'll drop in. It was Vrobel setting it up to the front of the net, and not able to come up and get it was Labrie. Falling in, point Musselman, and they're now in double digits, 16-10. Faircloth again with the serve. This one again, miss hit. They're going to have to get it over, and they do, and they're going to get a double hit there.
That's good. They're going to call that a double, and what she attempted to do was push it from the back row, and doing that where you're trying to clear the net at your face level, it's difficult to do that without a double contact.
Musselman creeping back in, 16-11. Set at the net, a tip opportunity, but Haley James right there on the backside. Now Hannah Howard with the kill. Again, deflected a bit at the net. A good job on the front line of Washington. A good job on the front line there. Sadie Wright for Musselman. Now it'll be a tip for Faircloth. But somebody home for Washington. Hutzler now sends it over. Set up here, and a tip opportunity by Vrobel, but sends it out of bounds. Point Musselman, and that was a very competitive volley we just saw.
Yeah, it was, and again with Washington with some of the intensity, Vrobel tried to place it right where the setter had left, and just went out of bounds a little bit.
16-12. As we'll get a point. Musselman, what did you see there, Phil?
Another double contact. It was from the part of the setter where it came out of her hand. You can kind of hear it, maybe even see it a little bit where the up official called a double contact.
16-13. It is Faircloth on the serve again. This one just able to keep it in. Great effort by number 8, Newton. But Musselman make that Washington not able to capitalize on a great effort by Natalie Newton. That'll be a point Musselman, and they're back to within 2. And Coach Vrobel wants a timeout. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well when we come back. The rest of set number 1, 16-14. Washington has the advantage at home. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10. We're back in 30.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
Back to action quickly after the timeout. It'll be Hutzler setting it up for Hannah Howard. Good tip by Howard. Washington right there, however. Not a good kill opportunity, but a good block by the front line of Sadie Wright. And now a kill for Sadie Wright. Point Musselman, 16-15.
Yeah, Musselman's starting to get back into system volleyball. Good pass, good set. Sadie's doing a great job of seeing her opportunities, chasing down the setter. So she's really been a spark early on here.
Madigan Faircloth serving there for Faircloth, hit the net, didn't get over. 17-15 point Washington, to see if the Patriots can get back on a little run themselves. That'll be Vrobel on the serve. High arcing serve over Hannah Howard. Going to start it back over, and then a kill for Hannah Howard. Sent it back to Hutzler, who sent it right back over to Howard on the front line, coming up with a full head of steam. And as Phil McCoy likes to say, she wanted to put a hole in the floor right behind the back line of Washington.
Absolutely, and I think one of the differences you'll see with Musselman with a lot of these teams, when things start to go poorly, a lot of teams become conservative. Musselman's just going to swing harder. The harder time they're having, the harder they're going to swing, and oftentimes that'll dig them out of the hole that they created for themselves.
McCoy on the serve. Miss hit by Natalie Happy, and we're tied up at 17. Great comeback for Musselman here in set number 1.
I don't care if she got aced or not. That is the best last name.
McCoy again on the serve, going right back after Happy. Great dig. Faircloth's going to start it again. Now a set for McCoy and a kill for Sadie Wright.
Yeah, Sadie's really making hay. She's seen an opportunity where those blockers are getting on the outside and the opposite. They've got nothing for the height and size of Sadie. She's getting on top of the ball.
And Sadie Wright, the tallest girl on the court right now, and a miss hit for Natalie Happy. Another point. Musselman, 19-17. They now have a 2-point advantage.
Those are great place serves. My guess is that she's trying to serve a seam, but it's landing right there on between the front row and the back row, and it's doing well so far.
Condon on the dig. Now up to Happy, who does send it over. So here for McCoy, Hannah Howard. And we're going to get a double hit, point Washington. Double hit on Musselman, 19-18. Washington back within 1 in a very tightly contested first set. We're going to serve it. A tip for Hannah Howard going to the back line. Great effort by Happy on the back line, but nobody there. It's going to fall in. Points, Musselman.
What a great placement that was on Hannah, and that's some of the little things that Hannah does, even as a freshman, where the setter, McCoy, had to just kind of throw up a ball that you can get a swing on. She saw that back row was completely vacant and just pushed it out there, tipped it out there.
Hannah Howard down the serve for Musselman. She'll send it deep to that back line. A little bit of a miss hit on the back line by Villegas. And it goes out of bounds. Point, Musselman. They're 4 points away from taking set 1. The score 21-18 in favor of the Applemen.
Yeah, and this in their serve error so far, this set's been made up for by some of the aces that they've had now.
Howard on the serve again, deep to that back line. Good opportunity here. Hannah Howard able to keep it in. McCoy now a set at the net. A good block at the front of the net by Lizzie Condon. That one is going to fall on the Musselman side of the court. Point, Washington.
Yeah, they're really setting on the outsides, which is why Sadie Wright's having such success in the middle.
Good opportunity here for Washington, but they'll just send it over. Set for McCoy. Sadie Wright with the kill, and really nothing Lizzie Condon can do there. Sadie Wright coming down right on top of her, and Condon putting a hand up, it deflecting off of her, but really nothing she can do in that situation.
No, and I think Sadie's doing a terrific job of she's recognizing these passes that she's going to get an opportunity on, and she's being vocal and really chasing down the setter in those cases.
It was right on the serve, a good block at the net, but it's going to go out of bounds. Last touched off Addison Walker. Point, Washington 22-20, and the Patriots aren't going away here late.
No, absolutely not. They were given confidence early in this set, and they're going to take advantage of what was given to them.
Petrarcher on the serve, and Howard will start volley back over. Good set opportunity here. A tip at the net, but can't get it over. Good Natalie Newton, and that'll be a point for Musselman, 23-20. Bella Hutzler now back in to serve for Musselman. Here is that serve. Now a couple of missed hits for Musselman as it'll drop in. Point, Washington 23-21. Appleman out in front.
Those are things that you don't practice, so oftentimes you'll find a back row and even front row that's not prepared for that serve to come directly back over.
Set up at the net as Ketterman sends it over. That'll be a point, Musselman.
That was a good headsy play by Faith Ketterman, number 12, Faith Ketterman. The set was a little bit off the net. There wasn't a whole lot else that the setter could have done, so she just kind of found the spot and hit it off the blocker.
24-21, Haley James now into serve for Musselman. Trying to end set one. Too strong. Out of bounds, 24-22. Another serving error for the Applemen. It'll be Natalie Newton trying to keep the Patriots in the game. Ella Hutzler with the set and a tip for Hannah Howard. Great job by Newton coming in with the dig to keep it alive. Now a free ball for Musselman, set up by Hutzler. And then a kill attempt by Danica Faircloth, but too strong. Point Washington, 24-23. And could we see it not be the first of 25 here in set one? This next serve will tell. The serve by Newton. Great dig by Faircloth. And now Hannah Howard will send it over. Good opportunity. That one will be a kill in that front line. Looked like number 5, Marissa Labory. And we're tied up at 24.
Yeah, and that's not a swing that Coach Martz is really going to accept, allowing the fall. It didn't have enough aggression on it. They were, I don't know if they thought it was out or they were hoping that it was out. But that was in by a wide margin.
By the body language, looked more like a hope it was going to go out. Newton on the serve, good dig by Faircloth. Set up opportunity here, good block at the net. A great pancake by Hannah Howard to keep it alive, and Faircloth sending it over. Double hit by Washington, and that'll be a point for Musselman, and they're now 1 point away from picking a tough-fought set number 1. But Washington, we've seen it so far here in the set, not going to go away quietly, but a miss hit there by Jade Vrobel, and that'll be the final in set 1, 26-24. Musselman getting the victory in set 1, and we will talk about what a competitive first set that was on the backside of this break. Let's take a 90-second break. Again, Kayla back at the studio, 90 seconds, and we will come back with our thoughts of set 1 and get you ready for set number 2. Again, 26-24, Musselman taking the first set of this match. We'll be back in 90 seconds. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery. Anthony'sMenu.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
I'm the best. Welcome back into Washington High School. Set 1 went the way of Musselman, 26-24. Phil, what'd you see? That was a much tighter contested set than I think we were expecting. I think a lot of people were expecting between these two teams that are having polar opposite years so far.
Yeah, quite honestly, early in the set with a lot of serve errors on the part of Musselman and other types of errors as well. They kind of let someone hang around, get a lead on them, grab some confidence. You saw the intensity from Washington kind of ramp up as Musselman was making these errors. And if there's one thing from what I've seen them play this year that they need to improve on is I don't want to say play down to your competition because Washington's a worthy opponent, but you need to play your same game regardless of who's on the other side of the net. And we haven't seen that so far this year, early on in matches. So now you've got a team over there that's got a little bit of confidence, that's going to play a little bit harder. You've already got a target on you because you're Musselman, but now they're going to play a little bit harder. Again, Washington has nothing to lose. So I think it's really important that Musselman, yet again, okay, they came back and they took that set. Now they need to exert themselves and start off set 2 quickly and get a big lead.
All right, you've been a coach for a long time. If you're coach of Robel, what do you tell your Patriots in the break right there to go, hey, we stuck with them. Don't let that deflate you, considering this is a very young Washington Patriot team.
I focus on what worked for them. What worked were the effort plays, out-of-system volleyball plays that they actually did fairly well at. And now the next focus needs to be is how many times they were aced. They were aced quite a few times in that first set. And those are mistakes or errors that they should be able to repair in order to give them confidence to take out the second set.
Serve for Washington to get set number 2 started. Hannah Howard with a kill attempt, good block at the net. And now a kill off the deflection for Danica Fairclough. Point Musselman, the first point of set number 2. Washington sends it over. It'll be Fairclough trying to start the volley back over, and point for Musselman. Phil, what'd you see there?
I saw the down official call net on Washington, and early on in this set, we're starting to see Musselman kind of get into their own in-system volleyball. Good passes, a good swing, but that was a net on Washington.
2-0 Musselman advantage. Fairclough going to start the return. Hutzler at the net. A great job by Fairclough, but a good front line defense for Washington. Hutzler again on the set. It'll be Hannah Howard, but again, good deflection at the net. Great block this time. A tip for Hannah Howard. Doesn't quite get over, and Fairclough's thinking she saw something. She wants that one back as that one hits the net on the way over, and it'll fall for a Washington point 2-1. Serving air for Washington, and just like that, back to a 2-point advantage, 3-1 for Musselman. Serving air for number 7, Jade Robel. Abigail McCoy will now serve it for Musselman. McCoy a couple of aces in set number 1. Here comes the serve for McCoy, a directional serve. A great dig by Villegas. And now a kill for Hannah Howard. And Howard's been itching. We saw a couple of them in that first set, but really the first set was the Sadie Wright show, and Hannah Howard hoping to get into a groove here.
Yeah, and I know one thing about Hannah Howard. She's going to continue to swing, and those will start to fall. She'll find her place.
McCoy again on the serve. That'll be a serving error for McCoy. Hit the top of the net, and we've seen a lot of those fall over, but that one not quite enough spin on it to get over, and that'll be a point Washington, 4-2. Here comes the serve for Washington. Good dig by Howard. And now Howard again on the kill, and a lot of force on that one as Howard gets her second kill in the last 3 attempts, 5-2, the Appleman advantage.
Yeah, and you're starting to see Musselman make some of these plays look easy when they're not, when Washington's not aggressive. They're just getting a good pass or a good dig and good set and an easy kill. They become practice balls after a while.
Still waiting to get the ball back. Went to the far corner of the gym. It'll be a serve for Musselman, and Hannah Howard will serve it now that the ball does finally get back across the net.
They're trying to give it back and forth each other. It was a hot potato.
There's a serve from Howard. Serving air, Hannah Howard. Point, Washington.
Having some of the same issues with Musselman early on in the sets, where I think every point that Washington has right now is as a result of Musselman serve errors.
Labrie on the serve for Washington. Great dig on that far side by Ketterman. And tip just to get it over for Musselman. Now great block at the net by Sadie Wright, using that 6'1" height. And a bad cross for Addison Walger. And not much that Faith Ketterman can do about that one. Point, Washington.
Yeah, that was a set that was a little bit too tight to the net. She couldn't really do anything with that.
Serving error for Lavery. And that has been the story, really, of this match so far, has been serving errors.
Yeah, and, you know, both teams, as Musselman will always do, they try to serve as aggressive as they can. Those causes bad passes, ultimately ends in free balls, making it easy on them. But at the same time, the downside to it is you do have more serve errors.
Free ball now for Musselman, set for McCoy. Great job at the net by Washington. Free ball over, now a set at the net again. Not the best set by McCoy, but it's going to be a point regardless for Musselman. A great job by Faith Ketterman getting it over on what wasn't a fantastic set by McCoy.
No, that set was too far outside, and I thought I maybe heard someone call it go set, so she was trying to serve it or set it low and aggressive, but went way too far outside.
Serve for Wright, and that's in. That's going to be an ace for Sadie Wright. Point Musselman, 8-4. Now the Appleman lead. A bigger gym here at Washington High School, so ones that get into the corners here sometimes takes a lot longer than what we see in a lot of the other gyms in the area. Serve for Sadie Wright, another serving error for Wright. That'll be a point for Washington. Serving error for Washington.
They're trading back and forth a little bit.
And that is definitely our storyline of the match so far. It's who's going to commit the least amount of serving errors and make the other team work for points.
Yeah, and they're both teams are trying to serve aggressive and make it hard on the other team, but right now a lot of those serves aren't being put in play.
Also making sure that one definitely got over a hierarchy serve. It was Jade Vrobel trying a tip at the net, seeing an open spot in that front left corner for Musselman. Couldn't get it over, hitting the net. That is a point Musselman, a high ball for Marker. Now free ball for Musselman. Hutzler with the set. A great block at the net by number 7, Jade Vrobel. That'll be a point, Washington.
That was a great play on Washington's front row. She did a good job of reading that set and getting out for the block. Have been impressed with Washington's front row so far today as far as their ability to get up and get a block on someone other than Sadie Wright in the middle. They have been unable to, they don't have anything for an answer for her yet.
Lizzie Condon on the serve. 10-6 is that Musselman advantage. Ketterman on the kill. Good dig by Washington. Now Hutzler will set it up. Ketterman again with that tip, getting to that back row. Condon able to keep it alive. Now a ball that was overplayed by Faith Ketterman, sending it over, and the easy opportunity for that front row of Washington. They capitalized. 10-7. Now back within 3 are the Patriots.
Yeah, a bit of an overpass. Washington did with it what you should do with an overpass.
Hutzler with the setup. Ketterman. That one a strong kill to the back line. Point Musselman.
Absolutely. She got on that perfect and grabbed the back line exactly what she wanted to do.
11-7. Now back into serve is Haley James for Musselman. There's a serve for James and a serving error. Point, Washington. All right, Phil, I got to ask you, is it similar for the routine for a foul shot in basketball with what you do before each serve?
Yeah, a lot of them do the exact same thing each and every time when they go up to serve.
Great job by Faircloth getting an over free ball opportunity here for Washington. Hutzler sends it up to the net. A great tip at the net by Danica Faircloth. Point, Musselman.
That was a fantastic play by Faircloth, number 3, Danica Faircloth up front, where the setter had to pass the ball, which would typically make the next person the setter, but it was a little tight, so she had nothing to do other than get a swing on it. So it was a great job by Faircloth.
Looking for a tip is Washington, and they'll get it. Vying for a tip on that front line was number 7, Jade Vrobel. And she's going to get it. That'll be a point for Washington. Didn't see who It tipped it on the way out, but
yeah, I didn't either. But you have to appreciate the intensity coming off the bench. They're in tune with this game, so they're focused not only on the floor but on the bench as well.
Serve for Villejas. Good opportunity here. Point Washington. It's going to be a double hit on Musselman. 12-10. Now the Patriots back within 2.
Yeah, another double contact on Musselman. That was a tight call, but I guess yet another double call.
Villejas on the serve. Hannah Howard saving, and now she wants it again, and we'll send it over. Good opportunity here. Patricia sending it over. That one blocked by Sadie Wright at the net. And now a free ball for Musselman. Also with the set. Howard with the kill attempt, and I think the Raptors really saving Washington right there, using a true home court advantage. Sadie Wright at the net, but a great block by Natalie Happy. Point Washington.
That's an effort play that would absolutely get their bench and their crowd a little excited. And for the first time that I recall tonight anyway, they got up and got a block on Sadie. So good job on the side of Washington there.
That's got to be a perfectly timed jump to make sure you're getting up to that level of elevation. Again, Sadie Wright, the tallest person on the court by 3 inches right now. A slider serve, if you will. A great play by Madigan Faircloth to play that one properly. And now Natalie Happy, I think, sensed the presence of Sadie Wright right there. She totally spun her body around, not where she was comfortable hitting that volleyball to tap it over, and that'll be a point for Musselman.
No, she wanted to tip it, but just completely missed it.
Serve for McCoy. Faircloth now will start the volley back over as Haley James sends it over, hitting the net on the way over. Great job by Washington. And again, you can't emphasize enough how great the front row play has been for both sides. Good set up here by McCoy. Hannah Howard sends it over, deflected at the net by Happy. Goes out of bounds. Point Musselman, 14-11, the Appleman advantage.
Good hustle on both sides there from Washington, covering their swings, and Musselman keeping that alive.
McCoy on the serve. Again, more of a directional serve and a miss hit by Villejas. Point Musselman.
Yeah, another ace, and they're starting to, the more of these aces pile up from Musselman, they kind of offset those serve errors they've had.
McCoy on the serve. This one playable for Washington. Hannah Howard going to send it over. Great directional hit by Hannah Howard. She'll get credit with the kill on that one. 16-11, the Musselman advantage.
Yeah, that was a great move on the part of Hannah. That was just a high bump set off the net. And a lot of times you just say throw it up and let someone hit it. And she got her feet to it. Got a great swing on it.
Still McCoy on the serve for Musselman. Trace at the net. Blocked at the net by Sadie Wright. Now Hannah Howard sent it over. A free ball for Washington. See what they can do with it. Good tip by Hannah Howard right there. Set up at the net. A set that actually went over the net by McCoy, so nothing Sadie Wright could do about it. Point Washington, 16-12 is the Musselman lead.
Yeah, that was a tight pass. Really, what she probably should have done was maybe jump up and get a swing on it like Faircloth did earlier. But by the time she committed to set, she realized she was too tight to the net.
Phil McCoy's favorite last name now serving, Natalie Happy. And that'll be a serving error going out of bounds. Point Musselman. (17-12). Washington down by 5 here in set number 2, but still a competitive set so far. Hannah Howard on the serve for Musselman. Great dig by Villejas on the back line. Now they're going to have to get it there, but they do. McCoy with the set. Sadie Wright sending to the back line. Jammed up. Mark it. Now Washington able to get it over. McCoy, a tough one to play. Sadie Wright will tip it over. Good play at the net here. Tracer sending Hannah Howard back to that back line. Set at the net, and Faircloth sends it over with somebody there. Great A diving effort by Hannah Howard. And now Ketterman sends a tip over. Best volley I think we've seen so far this set. Phil, great block at the net by Sadie Wright.
Washington's doing a great job of covering these blocks.
Another great block at the net by Sadie Wright. And now Walker sending it over, a set at the net, and Ketterman sets it to that back line, and that'll be a kill for Faith Ketterman. And that was great effort on both sides following that serve.
It was. It wasn't pretty on either side, but it was a good play by Ketterman. A good out-of-system play. Great timeout by Washington right here.
And Coach Roble wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We are in set number 2 at Washington High School. It's Musselman 18. The Patriots of Washington 12. We're back in 30 seconds. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
As a mom, when I'm making dinner for my family, I want the best and healthiest food for them. That's why I get my meats from D&D Meats. Their meats are fresh, locally sourced, and hormone-free, chemical-free, and antibiotic-free. D&D Meats is also family-owned, so I know when I go in with a special request for my large family events that I'm going to get treated just like family. D&D Meats, located across from Musselman High School at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. What are you feeding your family tonight?
Welcome back into Washington High School, 18-12, the Musselman advantage in set number 2. Hannah Howard on the serve following the timeout for Musselman. And here it is. Lejas mishit on that back line, and now Market will send it to the front line, and that third hit getting over. And a set for McCoy. Good block on the front line. Believe that was number 11, Lizzie Condon, who got that block, and that'll be a point for Washington, 18-13. That Musselman lead.
They're doing a good job of getting on the outside, really defensively, the front row focusing on the outside, which is part of the reason why Sadie Wright's had such success in the middle.
Lavery was on the serve, set for McCoy, and Sadie Wright didn't get all she wanted on that one. Now jammed up a little bit was McCoy, but able to keep it airborne. Hannah Howard too strong, out of bounds. Point, Washington. 18-14, Washington back within 4. And it'll be Lavery on the back line with the serve. There's the serve. Hannah Howard, a good dig on the back line. McCoy will send it up, and now Ketterman will send a free ball over. Set up at the net, and Patricia sending it over. Good pancake on by Villejas. McCoy set up at the net, and a couple of missed hits, but a great location by Faith Ketterman, sending it to that back row. Point, Musselman 19-14. They're back out to a 5-point lead here in set number 2.
That's kind of how you draw it up there.
Sadie Wright on the serve for Musselman. Gets to that back line, and it'll go out of bounds. A great eye by Olivia Market letting that one go.
Yes, it was. When she first moved out of the way, I thought, oh, and it just kept on sailing.
That's why she's down there.
That's why I'm up here.
19-15. There's a serve. Hannah Howard sets it to Abigail McCoy now at that front row, and that'll be I believe they're going to get a carry.
Yeah, it would have been a kill regardless. It hit the ground. It was a good pass, a good set. It was kind of switched up a little bit from setting outside in the middle. She went opposite Addison, who we also saw on JV, has gotten a couple good swings tonight in varsity.
Bella Hutzler now to serve for Musselman. 2015 is that Appleman advantage. Market begins the volley back over on that back line. Now a free ball for Musselman. Hutzler with a set. Now Ketterman with the kill for Musselman.
Yeah, and that's how you draw it up. It was a good pass, and Bella did a good job. Hutzler did a good job of getting that pass out of the net a little bit, so she was really agile, had a great set to the outside.
21-15 is Addison Miller now in the ball game for Musselman. That's going to be an ace for Hutzler, going off of Olivia Market. Point Musselman, 22-15. Musselman within 3 of taking set 2 and taking a commanding 2-0 lead here in the match. Serve for Hutzler again, back to Market, the libero on that back line. Great deflection, but that's going to be a point for Washington as it went out of bounds off of Danica Faircloth. 22-16 Musselman.
No, it's just kind of how it hit the blockers. A lot of times we say that they don't get their shoulders turned, but being up here where we're at, I can see both got their shoulders turned. It just kind of hit off the side of their arm.
Serve was by Lizzie Condon. Now Ketterman with the tip at the net. Played well by Washington. Vrobel trying to get it over. Does not, hits the net. Point Musselman, 23-16.
Yeah, and that's not something that Washington's going to be real satisfied with. Was that we call a down ball, and Vrobel's got way too good of a swing to stand flat-footed and hit that over and expect to score from it.
Haley James on the serve now for Musselman. And James up, Patricia on the back line, but now free ball towards Hannah Howard. And now a set by Hutzler. Hannah Howard with the kill for Musselman. That's set up perfectly. Hannah Howard set it to Hutzler, who's then sent it right back to Hannah Howard. And there's that dent that Phil always talks about on that back line. Hannah Howard coming down with force. 24-16, an 8-point advantage. And Musselman 1 point away from taking set number 2.
Yeah, Hannah can jump through the roof and give her an opportunity. She will. We said that early in the first set. She will continue to swing.
Kill too strong out of the back by Vrobel, and that'll be a point Musselman, and that'll be set Musselman. They get the win in set number 2, 25-16. They now have a 2-0 lead here in the match after taking set 1, 26-24. Let's take a 90-second break, and when we come back, we will recap the first 2 sets, get a look at some unofficial stats, and then set you up for what could be a deciding set number 3. That coming up next. Again, it is a 2-0 lead here for Musselman over Washington. We'll be back with set number 3 next. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
If you hang the WVU medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Welcome back into Washington High School. It's Musselman with a 2-0. Winning 2 of the first 3 sets so far. Set 3 about to start here against the Washington Patriots. What did you see in set number 2 for Musselman, Phil?
Well, it was a little bit larger of a point differential. They kind of got into their system volleyball a little bit better, settled down. I think maybe added some focus in because Washington woke them up in the first set, and they allowed some of that to happen. But Washington woke them up. Then they had to pick up their own intensity, especially after that long volley that we saw. Great play by Washington. They knew they were. If they didn't really step it up, that they were in for a fight.
It'll be Abigail McCoy serving it to start set number 3 for Musselman. Back on the sides of the court where we've got things started. Now Musselman to our right. And a miss hit by Natalie Newton. First point of this set will go to Musselman 1-0.
That's the way you want to start the set off, especially the third.
Serve by McCoy, that one dropping in late. A great net play. I think more by Natalie Newton just going up, and I think she was going to try to block more than anything as that one falling right in front of her.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be an overpass, which is kind of a heads-up play by Newton to go up and anticipate a block. But ultimately it dropped and never even made it over.
Good opportunity here going to the back line. That's going to be a kill for Natalie Happy. Great tap over.
Yeah, and it looks like Haley kind of questioned what she should have done there. Haley James, number 6, she jumped to play it. In midair, she decided that may be out, and it wasn't. It dropped on the back line.
2-1, the Musselman lead here in set number 3. Natalie Newton now on the serve. Set by Hutzler. Hannah Howard sending it over, and that's going to deflect off of Natalie Newton out of play. Point Musselman.
Yeah, it's starting to find their groove a little bit. It looks like Musselman's they're going to try a different offense with the absence of Shipley. They're trying a few different things. The first 2 sets they ran a 6-2. This set, it appears, a little bit of confusion, but it appears that they're running a 5-1 this set.
It'll be Sadie Wright on the serve for Musselman. They have that 2-point advantage, 3-1 here in set 3. Hoping to make this the deciding set here in this match against Washington. A set at the net and a kill on that front line by Jade Vrobel.
That was a nice swing by Vrobel that kind of stopped that little run they had there. So they're still early on in here without any serve errors. They're still in the match.
And it will be Vrobel now going to serve for Washington. Patriots down by 1. And that is going to be a serving error hitting the ladder of our up official.
She's going after him. She didn't like that call earlier.
Checking the ladder. I think it's going to be all right with just a volleyball hitting it. Could be wrong, but I think they're meant to take a little bit more than that.
Might have shook him up a little bit. He's been standing there for a while.
4-2, that Musselman advantage. Bella Hutzler now to serve for the Lady Appleman. That serve going deep to the back line. A good job of Tracia. Now free ball opportunity. Hutzler with the set, and that's going to be a kill inbounds for Danica Faircloth.
That was a nice swing, good set. I also thought I couldn't see if it landed in. I guess it did. They called it in.
Yeah, it did.
But it was also a tip, it looked like.
Yeah, from my angle, you could tell it just got that back corner. 5-2 the advantage. Again, Hutzler on the serve. Just going deep to the back line, and Condon a little shooken up back there, a little crossed up rather, but able to get it over, and that'll be a point for the Washington Patriots, 5-3.
Yeah, Washington's still being aggressive, still swinging at the ball, trying to hang in this match. I think to this point, Washington would say, if you ask them to an individual, they'd probably say they've been happy with their performance so far tonight, especially in the first set.
Speaking of happy, that's on who is on the serve right now. Natalie Happy on the serve. Hutzler with that set at the net, and that'll be a point for Hannah Howard, who has sent that ball over. What'd you see, Phil?
Someone in the net, and it was as I was following the ball, I didn't really see who it was, but I see the net bouncing, so that'll tell you someone was in there.
It's a telltale sign right there.
Yes, it is. It hit a bounce.
Nobody hits it, it's not going to move, right?
Nobody touched it if you ask them down there, but yeah, someone was in it.
6-3, the Musselman advantage. Hannah Howard now on the serve. Villejas sending to that front line, and too close to the net was Natalie Wood, not able to send it over with the tip. Point, Musselman 7-3.
Yeah, too low and too tight. Tough pass to play.
Served by Howard, serving error. The first one we've seen for Musselman, second one we've seen of this set, now one by each team, but already on a pace to have much less than what we saw in those first 2 sets.
Yeah, and you normally see, and I think anxiety plays a role into this, but you'll have a few players that start off with some serving errors, and your big fear is that I'm going to have one too, and when you start to be afraid of that sort of thing, it happens. So I think sometimes when we see them come in bunches, especially on both sides of the net, right now they're serving well, so hopefully this serve comes in and they break a streak.
That kill by Danica Faircloth set up by Bella Hutzler. Madigan Faircloth on the serve, and back-to-back serving errors for Musselman.
Yeah, and they do. They build on themselves sometimes. If remember at Shepherd, coaches used to tell us, if you play to not get hurt, I promise you'll get hurt. And if you're playing not to have a serve error, it's almost a guarantee you will have a serve error.
Great tip at the net by Faircloth. Now set by Hutzler. And that one is going to be a kill for Ketterman, going off of Olivia Marker on the way out.
It was a great shot by Faith. She also did a good job of turning around and getting prepared to hit the next set. So it was a great shot by Faith. Try to put a hole in the floor.
9-5, the Musselman lead here in set number 3. Now Haley James on the serve for the Lady Appleman, finding a Marker on that back line. Now a tip at the net by Sadie Wright, sniffed out by that front line of Washington. And now that is going to be 4 hits for Washington as they couldn't get it over. It was a good effort by Lizzie Condon. But no dice point, Musselman 10-5.
I won't give her credit for still swinging, though, because I think they know that in order to compete, they're going to have to swing, be aggressive.
Serve for James, a great dig on that back line by Marker.
Yeah, that's an overpass. Coach won't be happy about that, but those are ones that the opposing team is really not ready for, honestly.
Sadie Wright just having to send it over, and now a deflection by Sadie Wright. A diving Haley James has the ball go off of her left wrist, out of bounds. Great job at the front of the net by Marissa Labry, who's going to get the kill there for Washington. 10-6. Now Washington back within 4. Serve for Lizzie Condon. Set by Hustler. A tip for Sadie Wright and a kill for Sadie Wright.
Yeah, good placement by Sadie. She'd been swinging all game. She saw an opening and just took it over top of them.
Abigail McCoy now on the serve for Musselman. Set at the net, and
nice block.
A good block at the net by Sadie Wright, keeping Natalie happy from being happy with the kill there.
Yeah, that was a great job by Sadie. When Sadie gets up and she reads the set, there's not a whole lot a hitter can do about it.
McCoy again on the serve, and this was going to be a miss hit, and Vrobel backpedaling, trying to get that one before it landed out of bounds. Kind of got her ankles crossed up and ended up hitting the deck. 12-6. The advantage now for Musselman.
Yeah.
Timeout on the floor, but we are going to keep it here. Want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors: the Eastern Panhandle Volleyball Club, D&D Meats, Anthony's Pizza, State Farm Insurance, Dave Pippenbrink, Panhandle Dumpsters, Bechtel Jewelers, My Bank First United, Appalachian Heating and Air, WVU Medicine, Hagerstown Ford, Parsons Ford, and our title sponsor, the Mirius Group. I want to thank all of them for their help, helping us put Musselman Volleyball on TV 10 each Tuesday for you. We will have a Thursday game coming up here in the not-so-distant future. We'll tell you about that one that was rescheduled from earlier in the year against Jefferson. Tell you that one coming up here, if not here in set number 3, then in the post-game show. McCoy on the serve as we are back in action. That one deflected by Sadie Wright out of bounds. Good play at the net by Jade Vrobel. That'll be a point Washington.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about the aggressive serves, and most times you want to see the ball float. And from the side view, you can't really see what that float does to the defender, but it kind of comes at you like a knuckleball. They're really difficult to play. So some of the best serves aren't necessarily the hardest serves, but they've got a really good float to them. They're really hard to judge.
Set by Hutzler and kill by Howard. We did get a whistle. What was that for, Phil?
I think it was another net. They called net on Spring or Washington in the net over on the number 1 on the right side.
Well, Spring Mills next week. I heard the
Spring
SP
Mills.
come out. I know you're looking at the red. We will have the Spring Mills Cardinals next Tuesday. We'll be out there.
You weren't supposed to call me out on that, but I did almost call it Spring
It was
Mills.
a good segue that you weren't anticipating. So you done good.
You've done well, young man.
Sadie Wright on the serve for Musselman. They've doubled up Washington so far in this set, 14-7. Out of bounds on the swing for Washington, 15-7 point Musselman.
Yeah, and you're starting to feel some of the air go out of the building while the intensity in the first set and part of the second set, it's kind of left the building now.
Serve for Sadie Wright. Newton a is set, and now one sent hard to that back line, and again held in by one of the support beams on the top of this gym, and that'll be a point. Musselman, we're going to get a double hit on Washington, and yeah, as everything was that could go right for Washington was going right in those first couple of sets to keep them in the sets. Right now, everything that can go wrong is going wrong.
Yeah,
here in set number 3.
It's like a boxer. Eventually, all those swings and all those kills and all those attacks and hard serves will start to wear on you after a bit, and we're starting to see the results of that in the third set.
16-7, a bit of a miss hit on the back line, but able to get it over is Washington. Now Hannah Howard at the net. A great deflection, but Howard able to keep with it, but Hutzler had the ball roll down the net and land right in her lap, and not much she can do as that one jammed her up a little bit.
Yeah, and they're still getting up, and I think that was Happy up at the net there with a good block.
Serve from the back line will be Elizabeth Villejas. And Howard to the net. Hutzler going to send it over. A free ball now for Washington. And a great kill at the net by number 10, Alyssa Petreja.
Yeah, I wanted to say in the second set, with Villejas back serving is when they kind of had a little bit of a run, got a little bit of momentum on the side of Washington. So now they're back in this rotation again. So see if they can make some hay of it.
16-9, Villejas on the serve. A high arcing serve. Pushed over by Hutzler.
Yeah, there's another double call. That was one that was done on purpose on Hutzler. She was kind of trying to, a little element of surprise to set the ball over and hope that someone didn't read it, but they did.
17-9, the Musselman advantage. Serve from that back line was Hutzler. Now Happy on the kill attempt sends it into the net. Point Musselman, as you may have heard from the Appleman crowd right below us.
The famous Point Musselman. It travels.
18-9. Apparently even travels up 51 a bit all the way to Charlestown. Served by Hutzler. Too strong out of play. Point Washington, 18-10. It'll be Natalie Happy on the serve for Washington. As Happy just gets that one over the net into what was a very heavily guarded area. Hannah Howard sends it over, a deflection at the net, but it falls in. Point Musselman, 19-10, now the Appleman advantage.
Some of the great things that Hannah Howard does is getting a swing on almost every set. Now that was one that you just say, hey, set or throw it up. It's not a perfect situation. Oh boy. And kind of seeing the wheels fall off a little bit, but she always gets up and at least gets a swing to make it difficult on the opposing defense to get a good play on it.
And Alyssa Petrarca, that one looked right next to her from our vantage point and just had lead feet is what it looked like, but it'll be an ace for Hannah Howard. Goes right back over there, another miss hit, but able to keep it in, and Condon able to send it over. Now a kill from that back line. A great job by Marker, but that'll be a point before Musselman. What'd you see there, Phil? Another one into the net?
Yeah, another net, and it was a kill. And I don't know how Musselman's recording the stats, but a lot of these net calls were kills anyway. So I'm assuming you still have to call it as the referee did and not give them credit for the kill. So it will look like good serve. It may make the final stats look like it was an uglier game than what it was, but a lot of those net calls that we've seen, especially here in the third set, were kills anyway.
That ball going off of Elizabeth Villejas off the serve of Hannah Howard out of bounds. An ace for Hannah Howard, 22-10 is Howard on the serve. They will send it over. Back to that back line is Hutzler. Gets it up to that front line. Good tip. Right there diving in was Natalie Newton. Set up at the net and just able to get it over is Hutzler.
Had your outside setting your setter.
Good block, and Villejas diving to keep that one in. Set up here by Hutzler, and just too far away from where she was Danica Faircloth from the net to get that one over with the opposite hand.
Yeah, it's a little thin. Now she's a lefty, which helps her over there at opposite, but too far off to get a good swing at it.
Good dig coming in off that back line by Ketterman. Now And a good deflection by that front line. That'll be a point, Washington. 22-12. Now the Patriots back within 10.
Yeah, there was a call to go along with that. I'm not quite sure what it was, but it was a moot point anyway as Washington scores a point.
Marissa Labory on the serve now for Washington. Set up at the net as Faircloth sends it to the back line. Now Marker. And now a good opportunity here. And a tip going in. Great effort by Addison Miller. Good location, but good effort by the Washington Patriots to keep it alive. Another set. And now a kill too strong on the kill attempt by Faith Ketterman. And that'll be a
good touch.
Also deflected on the way out.
Deflected at the net. So I'm not quite sure that the reason it didn't go out was because of the touch.
So 23-12. Musselman within 2 of taking this match in 3 straight sets. Madigan Faircloth on the serve. Lakers sending it up, and now Marker sending it over. Too strong, out of bounds. Point Musselman, and now 1 point away from taking this match, 24-12. It'll be Madigan Faircloth on the serve. And there is that serve. It'll be an ace. Two-ended for Madigan Faircloth, 25-12. And Musselman takes the match from Washington in 3 straight sets, 26-24, 25-16, and 25-12. We'll tell you all about it coming up in the post-game show. Give you some final stats. May or may not hear from a player, depending on what Coach Morris wants. And then we will set you up for what is next for both of these teams and our next broadcast that coming up in the post-game show. We'll be back in 90 seconds with the post-game show. Again, Musselman taking in 3 straight sets from Washington, 26-24, 25-16, 25-12. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10. We're back in 90 seconds.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
He literally saved my life. It's just mind-boggling to me that he was able to do what he did.
We're able to affect much more of a difference for our patients with these resources.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
They treat you great, and they're down to earth in the West Virginia way that all West Virginians treat each other.
As a mom, when I'm making dinner for my family, I want the best and healthiest food for them. That's why I get my meats from D&D Meats. Their meats are fresh, locally sourced, and hormone-free, chemical-free, and antibiotic-free. D&D Meats is also family-owned, so I know when I go in with a special request for my large family events that I'm going to get treated just like family. D&D Meats, located across from Musselman High School at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. What are you feeding your family tonight?
How much time we got?
And we welcome you back into Washington High School. Before we get our official stat part of the postgame underway, we're going to have our after-the-game player interviews. Looks like today it is going to be Sadie Wright, and it is going to be Bella Hutzler. So welcome to the broadcast, ladies. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
As we get the microphone set up. All right, who wants to talk first? On live TV? No, all right, you pointed. You get to talk first. That's how it works.
She's ready.
In this business. All right, so we were talking now with Bella Hutzler. Just what did you see in the win today for your team?
Well, in the first set, we were kind of like not as intense, but as the game progressed, we did a lot better and we worked well together.
Do you think that they took you guys off guard a little bit early in that first set with the intensity they were playing, especially how they were setting on the outsides and you guys had to set, especially Sadie, which I think is one of the reasons why you're up here. That kind of broke that, them setting on outsides, setting to the middle.
Yeah, and their defense was really good, and that kind of took us off guard.
Yep.
How much bigger is it for a win like this against a regional opponent than it may be for some of the tournaments you guys play in?
Well, more people like we know are here instead of people at tournaments we don't really know. A lot of people down far away.
All right, Rebella, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
You did good, I promise.
Thank you.
You don't have to be terrified anymore. Now we're going to go to Sadie Wright. Congratulations, or good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, Sadie Wright. Phenomenal game for you, phenomenal match for you today. The height, obviously, being 6'1", the tallest player out there, helped, but what were you seeing and what they were doing to be able to be so dominating on that front line today?
Thank you.
So, Sadie, I noticed early in the first and second sets where you were really attacking the setter, so you were seeing your opportunities based off the pass. And I know that you are aggressive like that. Was that something that you saw, you felt like, hey, I need to take over a little bit? They're setting on our outsides and our opposites some. And I can hear you up here calling your set. So is that something that you mentally did or just said, hey, this is what I do all the time anyway?
Usually when the passes are good, I try to get as many sets as I can because otherwise I usually don't.
Yeah, because it's difficult to set middles. It almost has to be a perfect pass. Earlier in the night, we were talking about the difference in a 3-pass and a 2-pass and a 1-pass. So a lot of times it has to be a 1-pass for you to get set. So early on, when you guys did get those, I thought you were really aggressive to control it.
Even though this is a road game, I'm sure you'd like to play at home. It's got to be nice to have the fans that you guys have after every point, getting that point Musselman from the stands. How nice is it to have the support system you guys have?
It's pretty nice. I like to see people come out and watch us.
All right, well, guys, congratulations on the win. We'll look forward to seeing you next Tuesday and throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Again, talking to Sadie Wright and Bella Hutzler here in the post-game show. All right, Phil, obviously not necessarily the set-by-set results we thought we were going to see, but overall getting the 3-0 win in 3 straight sets in the match, probably what you would have expected coming into this one.
Yeah, the outcome in the first set and even halfway through the second set, you didn't really see Musselman play their game, and I think Washington kind of pulled it out of them some. Especially, I think the turning point, strange enough, was the one rally where Washington kind of chased the ball down. It's a great swing by, I think, Hannah. Washington dug it, threw it down, and then they finally blocked Sadie over here, and that really got the crowd and the bench excited. And I think it was at that point where Musselman said, you know what, we're in a match here. We've got to actually play. These guys have come to play. And from that moment on, where I thought it may change the momentum to Washington, it actually appeared to change it to Musselman, where they said, hey, we got to focus, we got to lock down, do the fundamental things right. We need to serve aggressive. And from that point on, they really controlled the match.
I know you mentioned in the pregame show and talking to me off mic that they were doing things a little bit different due to the injury of Caroline Shipley offensively. How do you think they adjusted in this match?
I think they ran 2 different offenses tonight. The first 2 sets they ran their traditional 6-2, which is a Musselman offense, what they normally run. And I think it went well. Now in Caroline, you're replacing 2 players really. You're replacing a front row swinger and a back row setter. Now part of it was natural because the person that came in to set for Caroline has set for this team for years in travel and JV and freshman. So it was nothing really new to her, maybe new this year to her, but nothing new to her. And then from the JV, they brought up Addison Walker, who I honestly think it was a quiet night, but I think she portrayed herself well. She got a couple good kills. She was on point when she was set. She was ready for it. She contested block-wise, so I thought they transitioned well. I don't know that was the part really that they struggled with early. It was just the serve errors. Sometimes they lost out of system balls, which isn't normal with Musselman.
Again, the Applemen took it in 3 straight sets from Washington. Let's go ahead and take one more 60-second timeout. And when we come back, we will wrap up the post-game show, tell you what is next for us broadcasting, and give you a little hint for 2 weeks down the road. It's telling you a little earlier in the broadcast, we're picking up a Thursday game. I'll tell you what that is coming up next in the post-game show as we wrap it up from here in Charlestown. We'll be back in 60 seconds. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
The EPAN Travel Volleyball Club would like to wish the local high school volleyball teams good luck with their 2019 season. We look forward to seeing all players ages 12U through 17U at our 2020 tryouts in November. The EPAN Volleyball Club has been West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. The EPAN Volleyball Club is affiliated with the Chesapeake Region Volleyball Association and AAU USA Volleyball. Tryouts are usually held at Musselman High School. To register, email epan2@gmail.com or go to www.epanvbc.com.
Here's to the people who put in the long hours, the ones who drive this community, take risks, create opportunities, sacrifice, volunteer, and stick with it every day. The ones who give their best for their business, their family, their community, their future. We love community business owners because we're a community-owned bank, and we're proud to be with you, in business and in life. First United Bank and Trust, my bank.
Who do we have next?
Spring Mills next Tuesday.
And that's at Spring Mills?
Yeah, and then they're at Martinsburg and then at Jefferson. Welcome back into the post-game show. Time to take a look at what's next for both of these teams and what's next in our broadcast schedule. Coming up on Thursday for this Washington Patriot team, it will be the Hedgesville Eagles, somebody we are familiar with, seeing them last Tuesday. So that is what's next for the Patriots, seeing if they can build off of this match today and see if they can get a win in that one. Again, looking for their first region win of this season. Up next for us will be next Tuesday on the road again. We will not go back to Musselman High School until our last game, or at least the last regular season game of the season, last regular season Tuesday. But next week on Tuesday, it'll be at Spring Mills taking on the Cardinals. The following Tuesday, we will be at Martinsburg taking on the Bulldogs. And then that Thursday, we will be in Shenandoah Junction taking on the Jefferson Cougars. So picking up a Thursday game that is a regional game. We have seen Musselman and Jefferson play once already this season, and that was one heck of a match that we saw between those two teams. Looking forward to the next three games we're going to get to call, Phil.
Yeah, and I think all three of them are against teams that they've already played, so we'll see how Musselman adjusts, because I think if you ask them to a player with Spring Mills as well as Martinsburg as well as Jefferson and even Washington, that they weren't overly pleased with their performance until you got to the later sets where they became themselves. So it's getting that time of season where they're going to have to crank it up and play that way all the time, regardless of who's on the other side of the net.
All right, that is going to wrap up our coverage from Washington High School tonight. Again, reminding you that in three straight sets it was Musselman over Washington. Want to thank everybody that helped us put this broadcast on. A big thanks to the folks here at Washington High School, including Principal Judy Marcus, Athletic Director Dale Schaefer, Caleb Flero back at the studio, John Alderton, our TV10 cameraman, Eric Sterick, on-site producer, Phil McCoy, our color commentator, and for myself, Matt Crawford, reminding you again, it was 3-0 Musselman in three straight sets, and we'll see you next Tuesday at Spring Mills.
Have a great night.
You've been watching play-by-play video coverage of West Virginia high school volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference and the Musselman Applemen. Today's game has been brought to you by
the Marius Group. Start planning for a brilliant future. The Eastern Panhandle Volleyball Club, West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. D&D Meats at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. Anthony's Pizza. Nobody does it better. Dave Pippenbrink State Farm Insurance. Call 304-229-0029 today. Panhandle Dumpsters, because you have a choice. PanhandleDumpsters.com. Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer. My Bank First United, Bank Local, and by Appalachian Heating and Air Conditioning, where quality meets comfort.
TV10 thanks you for watching today's presentation of Musselman Appleman Volleyball. All rights reserved.